Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Hornets' Nest. Westfield set to take on the John Milledge Academy Trojans live here from Perry, Georgia. This will be for the region championship, and this should be a great matchup. I've got, again, the dynamic duo, Coach Rhett Farmer, Coach Ken Fowler, here to help me out, and I am Brett Taylor. Glad to thank you guys for joining us yet again, and just what an exciting night of football we have ahead of us.
Absolutely. I was telling my kids on the way to the game, I said, this is probably the first Friday night this season that I've actually thought, man, I kind of miss doing this. You know, there's so much extra work. The lesson workload has been nice, but big game, cool night. Just been blessed with a fantastic sunset coming in. I don't know if you guys saw it. It really kind of got the blood pumping a little bit.
Well, good.
No doubt. The scenery tonight, that sunset in the west, that was beautiful. And I thought, wow, hope something special is brewing for the Hornets. Definitely think, that we're ready tonight. Coach, I kind of missed it myself. The weather, it's finally football season.
Right.
And I thought I missed it a little bit until we have to grade film all day tomorrow.
Yeah. This weekend when I'm watching football all day tomorrow and not worried about game prep, I'll be like, never mind, I'm good.
So we've got the captains down on the field for Westfield. It looks like it's number let's go ahead and see John Millage's. I think I see an Edie boy, maybe two of them.
Yep, 4 and 5 are.
So Briggs and
actually 4, 21, 32 for John Millage.
Banks, Edie, 22. You said that's Brody Waddell.
They went 4, 21, and 32. We went Seth Tanner.
21. That's Marcus Presswood.
Yes, sir.
And what was the other one? 44, you said?
32.
32, sorry. That's Dawson Smith. And then I saw Cole Miller.
We had 50, 72, and I guess Cole Miller.
I believe so. So is that Tanner Roberson?
And Seth Andrews.
And Seth Andrews are the captains for Westfield. John Millage looks like they're going to receive the kickoff, so Westfield will have the football coming out in the second half.
It looked like Millage won and actually elected to receive, which, you wonder if there's a message behind that.
I mean, I know that, John Millage is traditionally very aggressive. JT does a great job. Coach Walls does a great job of calling plays down there and mixing it up and being very multiple. So we'll see if they continue that trend here tonight. No, both squads have some injuries that Westfield has definitely had to endure. And John Millage, I hear. So this should be a very good matchup of both of these squads. There's really there's nothing to hide from one another. You know each other so well, play every year pretty much for the last, decade and a half. So this just should be an outstanding matchup as here comes your Hornets. And we're about ready for football here, guys.
Yeah, it's an exciting time right now. But, it looks like the matchup I want to talk about for a second. It's going to be interesting to see kind of how they defend our new-look offense. Spread's not new now for us, but for them it is. Facing the spread offense we have, and Hunter Crookley kind of pulling the trigger on that. And then how we defend their speed. Their speed is going to be a big deal, as Coach Farmer can tell you. They show it off every year at the state track meet, and they have just guys that can run everywhere. And it was a problem for us last year, going on both sides of the ball. So that should be we'll see. And right out of the gate here, we're going to see kind of how they test our secondary. Our secondary is coming off a game where I think they would tell you and Coach would tell you that wasn't their best game. So
right.
I'd look for some maybe different, maybe doing a few different things schematically to try to give us a better chance to compete, and let's see what happens.
So we'll go ahead and take a quick look at Westfield on defense, since they should be on defense first here. You've got 4 defensive backs. Brody McDaniel, Billy Jack Gregory, Trey Hardy, Bishop Smallwood. Then you've got linebackers, Bryant Greer, number 16, number 44, Cameron Kalmbach, number 30, Brady Greer, and then defensive line, Seth Andrews, William Stringer, Luke White, and Cole Miller. And Jackson Slade's set to kick off here. I am going to struggle all night with these yellow numbers for John Millage, but Slade kicks the ball deep. It will be taken at about the 12-yard line and cutting back across field. Westfield going to have to get a hand, and the ball comes loose.
I think they fell on it.
I think John Millage actually got it back.
Presswood was returning the kick. I don't think he's returned a lot of kicks in his career.
We got it.
Westfield has the football.
Bishop Smallwood comes out of the pack with the ball. I thought I saw a white jersey on it. What a break for for the Hornets.
I haven't watched a lot of film on John Milledge, but I would venture to say, I could be wrong, that Presswood, I don't remember him being a kick return specialist. I think the Goddard kid is hurt for them, and so that's huge.
So we'll quickly take a look at Westfield starters. At quarterback, number 11, Hunter Kirkley. Wide receivers are Brody McDaniel, Noah Blackman, Ryan Powers, and Bishop Smallwood, and we'll quickly come back to that after the Hornets.
Don't be surprised if they take a shot here early after a sudden change on a turnover. But just coming out with the game plan, run the football. So
running the football right there. Not a whole lot going on that run, and Westfield will be second and about the same.
One. Yeah, I might have lost one.
It's funny. You talked about that decision to take the ball to start the game. Now if you're a head coach and you're Coach Wall, you're hating that decision.
Right, because now we've gained one, right?
Yep. And we're going to get it to start the second half.
I think we missed a block up front there. Got a little confusion as I think Noah Blackman didn't have his play band, and they were trying to call a play, but play's now in and being dispersed.
So 2nd and 10 for the Hornets at the John Millage 37-yard line. Dropping back to pass, looking to throw a screen. Kirkley going to run, and he gets upfield and maybe gets a half a yard. We'll see if he got even that. Good job by the John Millage defense of rallying to the football.
Millage is so well coached, as we know, and we've shown that tunnel screen to Noah quite a few times, probably 2 or 3 times a game, and it's worked. To their players and coaches' credit, but they were kind of all over it on that one.
And immediately when you saw the play at the snap, you heard their sideline yelling screen.
Right.
I see William Smith is starting at the receiver on the far side. I think Brody McDaniel is still a little gimpy on that ankle. I wonder if he's even dressed. I don't know.
So Kirkley has 2 to his left and 2 to his right, a single back offset to his right. Dropping back to pass, looking to throw the crossing pattern, and Ryan Powers gets it. He's up across the 25-yard line, and he'll have enough for the first down. That's a big play right there for Westfield.
Great play, and it is a huge play. We got to get a little momentum going here. So now we're kind of in the scoring zone. We have to push something in right here.
The old mesh scheme that we've been running a lot this year. It's hard for linebackers to pick that guy up.
And those defenders will run into each other sometimes and leave somebody wide open, which is kind of what happened on that play.
If you're a man, your guy's not going to get there.
It's a natural rub as Kirkley fakes a handoff, going to throw across to Powers.
That's an RPO.
And he picks up 9 or 10 on the play. We'll wait to see if it's a first down or not. And
little run-pass option. When I say RPO, that's what that means.
I have to tell JJ to zoom in the main camera in a little bit more. We're picking up his McDonald's cup. There he goes. He hears me. So Westfield knocking on the door, going to fake the run. Kirkley keeps it, gets upfield, and he's inside the 10-yard line down to about the 9. So it's 2nd and goal from there.
And that's a read play, too. He's running the stretch action where the linemen are reaching and blocking for the run to go wide, and Kirkley has the right to pull that ball and head up in the middle. And
so I'd like to thank J.J. Siegel, the IT and technical guru here on campus. We've done a little bit of modification work and just adding some things after seeing some things last week. So we got a couple different camera angles, and it's looking good so far. Hopefully it continues to work out and you get a very good shot, both wide and zoomed, as Westfield is going to throw the screen. Looks like the receiver was pulled from behind a little bit, and that's going to go incomplete.
Yeah, their defensive back did a good job of fighting through that block. I guess that was Coach Fowler. Was that like a tunnel look?
Yeah, it looks like a little tunnel look. We went back to it again. It's a little shorter, but it's not as long as the other one they tried to run, but brings up a big third down. The good news is that we are certainly in field goal range, or, it could be 4-down territory.
Yeah, 3rd and goal from about the 8-yard line for the Hornets.
Main thing is you want to walk away with points here. You don't want to come away with nothing.
And it's kind of like stealing possession if you're the Hornets.
It is.
Looking to throw to the right side. He's going to throw deep, and that's out of the back of the end zone.
I think that was intentionally thrown out of bounds. He felt the pressure coming from his backside and got rid of the ball. Looks like the Hornets are electing to kick a field goal.
So we'll see if Jackson Slade can come on and connect on what would be an 8 plus 7. That's 15, about a 25-yard field goal.
Yeah, 24. T's on the
24.
Yep, 24-yard field goal.
Looks like Brody is dressed out. He's going to be holding on the kick, and you got Hudson McGee as a snapper.
This is always kind of, as a right-footed kicker, the left hash. You got to be careful not to yank it.
So snap is a little high. Kick is down up, and
Good.
it is just inside the left upright, and Westfield gets on the board first. 3-0.
I think. Sorry to talk over you there.
No, you're good.
I think that's the first time Millage has trailed. Maybe in 2 seasons.
In a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you this. There was not a team that played John Milledge harder last year than the Hornets did that second time up there.
Hey, we held them scoreless for a quarter up there.
Right, and I mean, here's the thing. Everybody knows how good John Milledge is. They've dominated GISA the last few years. The Hornets, they're probably – this may not be the last time these two meet in this season this year. So we'll see who comes out victorious here tonight, and that'll probably only fuel the person who doesn't on the back end if they can meet at Mercer University.
I can tell you that their kids told our kids, they all these days, social media, they're all connected, but they all told our kids that we were way tougher than the team they played in the state championship game last year. So.
There's no doubt about that. I called both of the games, and Westfield really made it a dogfight up in Milledgeville last year. Ball taken at about the 12-yard line yet again. Good blocking up front, but Westfield does a good job closing in at about the 31-yard line.
Number 4.
Brooks Barber, the special teams terror.
John Milledge is on one of the great streaks ever in our league. I talked to Coach Paul Brooks, their longtime basketball coach in GISA that works at John Milledge, and he said it's somewhere in the 30s. I think 33, 34. They're not going to tell you. Those guys focus week to week, and they probably don't even know what the streak is, but it's somewhere in the 30s.
Well, I mean, it's impressive. It's, with 15 to 18-year-old kids, it's hard to win week in and week out, no matter how good you are. Heck, it's hard to do it at the college level, much less, these high school kids. So
that's an illegal.
John Milledge goes empty and runs quarterback counter.
Good job.
Holding.
Got a hold,
Thank you. I'm sorry. I should have just blurted that out.
No, you're good.
It was egregious right here on the end of the line of scrimmage. That guy always gets – the tackle can't hold. The end of the line of scrimmage cannot hold. He will always get caught.
Yeah, and the line judge on this side picks out his flag and throws it. I think we all saw that one. That was pretty clear.
Egregious, and you can get away with it sometimes from the center guard spot because, it's inside. It gets caught lost in the trash. When you reach out and grab a jersey, that's pretty obvious. You have to call that, especially right in front of the home sideline. They're going to let you know about it.
Calling back on the tackle down here, but, of course, the play's coming back. Bryant Greer did a really good job of making that bounce at defensive.
He may be the one who got held, too, trying to make the tackle.
He squeezed the kick-out block, and it bounced, and I'm sure, we'll do a better job next time rallying. But, as you say, we're probably getting held.
I think this is going to be a fun matchup, though, with Westfield's defense. Westfield a little bit speedier and probably playing with a lot more, react first as opposed to thinking.
Their passing game versus our secondary, and their wide run is going to be kind of where this game is won or lost.
So rolling to his left, looking to throw, nowhere to go, and he's going to tuck it and run, and Westfield doesn't touch him until 15 yards down the field. He's going to pick up possibly, where are they going with the football? Do we have another flag?
There's a flag down on
I
the 30-yard
think they were
line.
holding Cole Miller. Cole Miller looked like he was tied up a long time, and he usually gets off blocks pretty good.
And got him again.
So a hold again on John Milledge, but that hold was at about the 25-yard line.
Flag's just short of the 30, so we'll see where they end up.
That's going to be maybe a 2-yard loss, but again, it negates a big run. And their quarterback, I think, is number 5, Briggs Edie, a very good athlete. Saw him and his brother Banks on the basketball court last year. They won a state championship there as well, and they got a lot of good players.
They know how to win, and that's big.
Nobody covering the inside receiver on the near side. Going to hand off on the stretch run.
The edge.
And gets past everybody. He's going to pick up a first down, and that is number 1, Jeremiah Hill. I think I remember him from last year. He was a youngster last year. He hadn't put on a whole lot more weight, but still a little bit bigger than he was, and he's got a lot of speed.
Well, you can see early Milledgeville attacking the edge with the run. The first one was actually the pass the quarterback ran, and I think it's fair to say that the quarterback is although a very efficient passer, probably even a better runner. So really going to have to control him, contain him, and do a little better job forcing forcing that job, the run on the edge.
3 wide left, a little pistol look right here with an offset back behind him. Going to go quick pitch to the right side. They must have saw the success that Bethlehem had last week, and that's a 22-yard pickup right there for another first down.
Thought our corner lost leverage there, Coach Farmer. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
no, we got to do a little better. I think, Neal's a young linebacker. He was kind of fit good, but he's got to get off that block. Number 45, starting at linebacker as a freshman. That's a big ask in a game like this. So, kind of young in spots. Looks like John Milledge is kind of going to that.
So took advantage right there and moving the chains. John Millage offset to the quarterback as a running back, getting pressure on the sides, and Edie escapes it, picks up about 7, and that's probably been about their best play so far in the game is the quarterback run on a kind of a broken down play.
They were really worried about it. I talked to several of our kids today about what to look for them offensively, and they were really worried about containing the quarterback. So we'll have to see how kind of we adjust as the game goes on in that regard.
What's impressive about their program, and others do it, is they've won a lot of championships, and they're doing it with different quarterbacks. I mean, the Edie kid was not the starter last year.
No, it was 2 of them, wasn't it? Patrick McDonald and
the
I forget the other guy's name, but yeah.
And they just kind of get them in their system and get them ready to play, and that's just impressive.
And there's a first down again by Hill. Good tackle on the outside, but about 6 yards down the field. So the ball set at the 25-yard line. The Hornets scored first in this game. Again, as Coach Farmer and Coach Fowler mentioned, first time probably all season that John Millage has trailed in a ball game, and the Hornets come out first, but right now the Trojans driving.
Brian Gurr had been out of the game for about 3 plays, getting coached up on something. So let's see if there's a little bit of an adjustment they've tried to make kind of within this drive.
Coming set, dropping back to pass, and he'll throw it out in the flats.
Number 4.
And
tackles made for us by Brady Greer's on the grounds. Bishop Smallwood.
So that's the other
Jack Gregory.
Other Edie brother right there. And pickup of about 8. Westfield did a good job rallying to the football, but again, a big pickup by John Millage.
Yeah, you're just going to need a negative play of some sort. We had a couple of holding calls, which was the fight. Then we gave up a big play, a couple of big plays really. We need a negative play of some sort, a tackle for a loss or a no gain.
So Edie not under center, but in the gun, going to fake the handoff, looking on the quarterback run, and he's going to get tackled, but not until he picks up another first down for John Millage.
Back in there on the tackle. Who's getting off the ground? Let me get some numbers. I think it was Luke White, 55. Coach Fowler, you can attest to this. They've kind of changed a little bit, and I think actually I don't know if Coach Wall may not be calling the plays as much now. He wanted to be eye-based all those years. That was kind of his. Toss sweep was their base play, and they're more spread principles this year.
That's buck sweep.
So handing the ball off right there. I think that was Hill again. Picks up 5 on the play on the sweep out of the gun. But, yeah, they seem to be a lot more power run game out of the shotgun. A lot of offset running backs to the side of the quarterback, and then also some pistol look from them.
And in the past when they wanted to go power, they got under center, 2 back. Even though, they ran some power out of empty and stuff.
I guarantee you if he gets the chance, we're going to see a fullback.
Yes, sir.
We haven't seen a short yardage set yet, so.
So Edie in the gun. He's got wide receivers to his left and right, sends a man in motion. Going to hand the ball off. I think that's Hill again. Westfield does a good job. Again, that's kind of a shrunk field down there, and that's a pickup of about 2 on the play, we'll call it.
Callenbeck and Brian on the play. You got to feel good about how physical we were there on that tackle.
Brian Greer shedding a block and making a play. This is a big third down right here. You get a chance to put him in a 4th down decision, and give yourself a chance to maybe get off the field. But we got to make a play. We got to make a play at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage.
We'll call it 3rd down and 3.5, 4. Edie will be in the gun yet again. They've got a double tight look. It looks like. Send a man in motion. Going to fake the handoff. Quarterback keep, and Westfield eats it up.
There's
Let's
a quarterback
see.
counter. That was quarterback counter, and we got guys on the ground. Brady was getting off the ground.
It'll be 4th and 1
It
and a
will be
half.
4th. So I'm assuming we're going to see probably John Millage go for it here. And John Millage is going to do the honey huddle.
Under center. Sneaking. Oh, he bounced to sneak.
I don't think they were set. I never thought they were set. John Millage scores a touchdown, but it didn't seem like they got set before the play was snapped. They went in a hurry, and Westfield gives up a touchdown, not really being set themselves on defense.
They do.
They've seen something, that they like because they didn't hesitate at all. No thought about a timeout and talk about it, and they went quick there. So
well, I'm telling you, the right side of the line for Westfield wasn't lined up, or the left side to the offense.
Yeah.
But they went to the side that was lined up. I just don't think the backers were in place either. So John Millage set to kick here on the extra point, and it is no good.
And that could loom huge.
So with 2:30 to go here in the first quarter, Westfield trails 6-3 after John Millage scores on the 5-yard touchdown run on the quarterback sneak. We'll take a quick break and come back with the rest of the first quarter right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
I chose to get the vaccine because I did not want to risk getting sick myself and taking that virus home to my family or to my elderly grandparents.
My mother and grandmother are cancer survivors, so I just wanted to make sure that I'm as safe as possible.
I did it for my family, to keep them safe and to keep me safe.
There is a choice now, and I chose to make that choice for my friends and my family.
And welcome back into the Hornets' Nest. Westfield trails 6-3. Westfield was able to get an early turnover on the kickoff return from John Millage and takes it down, gets a field goal, and then John Millage has to drive pretty much the length of the field over about, 6 or 7 minutes, and they convert a 4th and 1 from the 5 and score on a quarterback sneak. So right now Westfield trails 6-0 and set to kick off. That kickoff will be caught at about the 30-yard line and not going anywhere. I'm not sure who that was. Let's take a quick look at it.
Falk.
That was number 24, Porter Falk, on the reception. Gets out to about the 36-yard line. 2:26 to go here in the first quarter. Westfield has the football.
It'll be interesting to see how we adjust defensively to try to stop some of that outside run. It was a concern coming in, so obviously they'll make it. Coach Schinzer will make an adjustment. When he'll be able to do that. He's working right now on the sideline. Got a large number of defensive players over there, so maybe he can do it now while we're in between possessions.
Going to fake the handoff. Kirkley keeps it, cuts upfield. What a great run by Kirkley, and he's really a difference maker for the Hornets.
No doubt, he is. He is electric at that spot and can really spin it. Coach Farmer has said plenty of times he's a difference maker for sure, right, Coach?
He's as good as I've seen in the GISA in a long time, and he can play in any league. I promise you. The way he throws the football and manages the game.
We were talking about this earlier and how John Millage I'll wait till after the play, but.
So going to look to throw. Ball is complete out to Ryan Powers. Powers gets upfield.
Ball was tipped at the line, and he got
it. I thought the ball was going to get away from Kirkley, but it finds its way to Powers, and Powers converts the first down. Westfield moving the football yet again, and again, I think this is just going to be a fun game. Both of these teams going back and forth at each other.
Our kids were confident they could move the ball, and what I was going to say about Kirkley is he won't be intimidated for sure by John Millage's record or anything. He's played big games at Dodge County against schools that are much bigger than John Millage.
So dropping back, making the throw across the middle. Looked like a pass interference. Got there early, no call.
I thought he was there a little early,
I thought he was there early, too.
But nonetheless, the pass goes incomplete. 2nd down and 10, Westfield driving. And to me, if you're Westfield from a psychological standpoint, coaching staff, I would want to get to the second quarter having the football here, knowing it's 6-3, looking and pointing at the scoreboard and telling you guys, hey, look, we can play with these guys.
Absolutely.
So 2nd and 10, Kirkley.
Check the play. Check the play from the sideline. Something they like.
Changes the running back. Falk gets it for about a 3-yard pickup. So that'll bring up 3rd down, and I think, again, that goes back to trying to run that clock a little bit too. because you've thrown it a couple times.
I thought Porter was a little tentative there, maybe a little surprised to see that he had a little running room. But I think we can certainly our offensive line stands up to anybody.
Well, I also think the success in the pass game helps you out a lot as well.
Sure.
I mean, you get that second guessing of the defense, and that that looms large in their head, and that slows them down a half second.
So they're pressing Powers in the slot, trying to.
Yes, sir. Good throw, right on time and right on point.
And that'll be a personal foul right there, and I'm not sure who that was on. We'll see if we can get.
Presswood's holding his hands up. Marcus Presswood is.
So that potentially could be Presswood. He's saying he wasn't out of bounds, but I don't know. That's one of those where it's kind of close to the sideline over there, and it's also the home sideline. So if you're a John Milledge player, you're not going to get the benefit of that call normally.
Noah Blackman on the catch. I don't know if I mentioned that, but just a good route, timing. He turned around and the ball's on him. It's just.
So that's actually 27. It looks like that's complaining. That is Tommy Collier. They got him down as a kicker.
That ball, personal foul. That's right, 15. So again, Westfield in business right here.
That may be 21. You're right. 21s and 7s look the same.
Gold on white, they do.
It's hard. I'm not knocking John Milledge. I think their color scheme's great, but gold numbers is not easy to make out on white unis.
As a lifelong Georgia Tech fan, I can completely identify with that comment.
I love the blue numbers on Tech's.
Yeah, their uniform combos have been much better lately, but I'm not a traditionalist so
there's
much.
Zero about Tech that I like, personally.
Well, I don't think that's a surprise, Coach Farmer. Looking to throw Kirkley, going to bounce it outside, throws it, dumps it off, and maybe picks up about 3 or 4.
Yeah, but looking at a negative play altogether, he was probably fixing to throw that ball out of bounds, honestly, and to get 3 or 4 is – not nothing.
Better than nothing.
Right.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. And it looks like Westfield can run the clock out here in the first quarter if they would like.
Let's see what they do, though.
They may run a play there with the last few seconds.
I'm seeing them hold up their hand. Let's let it go.
So if that's the last play of the first quarter, it's been a pretty successful one for both squads, although John Milledge had the 1 turnover. They do have a touchdown and a missed extra point. Westfield kicks a field goal. And we're going to go to the second quarter with a 6-3 score, and Westfield driving with a 2nd down and 7 at the John Milledge 14-yard line. We'll take a quick break and come back with the start of the second quarter right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
At Westfield, we have different clubs that you can be in. You can choose between like a variety of clubs. There's like culinary arts, there's Key Club, there's Green Team, there's Tri High Y. I'm currently involved in theatrical productions at Westfield. I'm involved with the School's One Act and several plays like Prayer Club, and Tri High Y, and Key Club, and I also dance. For Christmas, we decorated Christmas trees, and we decorated door decorations for the nursing homes here in Perry. And we have also, I've gone and cleaned up some of the parks around Perry. Community service is definitely valued at Westfield.
Welcome back inside the Hornets' Nest. Coach Farmer.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, my goodness. Coach Farmer just drank Coach Fowler's drink and then knocked his over. Going to have to get a new one.
My ADD kicked in.
So Westfield has the football and fake the handoff. Kirkley up the middle, and he's inside the 5 down to about the 3-yard line. What a run right there by Hunter Kirkley.
It's the same play that's called the stretch. They call it power read, I think, but it's really the stretch read where they're showing the stretch play, which is just a wide sweep, and the quarterback has the right to pull it based on the read. And both times they given a pull read, and he kept it and ran up the middle. That was a nice big game, 1st and goal from the 4?
So you're saying it helps when the quarterback reads it right?
Yeah, it works out.
Sorry for the motion up there with our camera. I think some of the coaches are getting a little excited. Probably both sets of them up there.
Same play.
Riding that handoff again, and
touchdown.
then Kirkley goes in for the into the end zone for a touchdown, and Westfield back in the lead just like that. And the Hornets so far feel like they found some stuff offensively here against the mighty Trojans of John Millage.
And I kind of talked over you a little bit, but it's the same play. That time it wasn't to the back. It was the slot coming in motion. It's the same play.
It's a lot of window dressing, but the same effect. And Kirkley has been the X factor. And you know what? Harkening back to last year's game, goodness gracious, why can I not remember number 9? Gavin Vining. He did a good job of running against John Millage, but Kirkley kind of brings another dimension, being able to throw it a little bit better and out of that gun. And right there, kick is up and good. It sure would be nice to have someone like Gavin Vining also helping out in the backfield if he wasn't injured.
He was a big loss early in the preseason. He would have been
talk about a guy who can really run the ball tough.
Hey, and the guy, he never got to show it a lot. The guy can play in the secondary too.
Right. Oh yeah. He's a lot more physical than people realized last year.
Yeah. He made a ton of tackles within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, all the way from the free safety spot. It's a lot like the Braves when all these teams started complaining, oh, we've got so-and-so hurt and so-and-so's hurt. And when the Braves were like, wait a minute.
You got to keep playing, man.
Look at our list of guys that are hurt.
But look who they are is the thing.
Right, but we're the same boat.
Right. Coleman.
Millage has got some guys out. But wait a minute. We got Coleman out and Gavin out. And Brody McDaniel is only holding for PATs. He hasn't been on the field yet. And it goes, I'm forgetting somebody because there was
I know you had a lineman that got hurt.
William Stringer is out. So, and there's probably another that I'm forgetting. And I don't mean to
diminish anything.
But it goes both ways.
And that kickoff is taken at about the 25-yard line. Westfield gets down there, but a hole opens up, bounces it, looking to go and slips. And Westfield will tackle him at the 35-yard line.
Shelton there, Bryant Greer there, Dean
I think
Massey
that may have
there.
been Banks Edie who returned that.
It was number 3, I think.
Oh, number 3 is Bud Veal.
Now they're at the 35, which is pretty decent field position for them. But with that type of kick, there's minimal chance of a long return, which is great.
Hey, that directional kick is Jackson's been really good with that. They win a lot of empty, that possession. John Millage, and they did that to us last year, stayed in a lot of empty. So we'll see if they come to that no back in the backfield.
Let's see if we get an adjustment on the wide run stuff. I see Bryant's already widened out some.
So Edie sends a man in motion out of the backfield. They're going to run speed option with no option man.
Quarterback sweep.
And just a good job right there. Edie tucking it up and making something out of nothing.
Seth Andrews on the tackle. Bryant Greer. I think Trey Harder was in there.
Big first down run by the Trojans, and it looks like both of these squads are just going to trade blows back and forth against one another. Westfield on top 10-6 right now. John Millage trying to get on the move.
Hernan Kirkley in class today told me he felt like that we could score on them, and it might be the type of game that was just back and forth. And I kind of thought to myself, I don't know. Both defenses are pretty good. But so far, he's hit the nail on the head.
He may have watched a little more film than you have. You haven't had to have that responsibility this year.
That's probably true.
Edie going to throw the ball out in the flats.
To another Edie.
His brother makes a man miss and gets by one of the Greer boys out there and picks up another first down.
I don't want to.
I think that was Billy Jack.
3 different guys kind of missed him, but that can't happen against a good team. They're very athletic. We know that. But when you have a chance to make a play for very little gain, you can't let it go for 11.
So 1st and 10, John Millage again on the move, and they have picked up 3 straight first downs on single plays.
This is a run formation here right now.
So going to hand the ball off to Hill, and he spins away, and Westfield doesn't get him down, and just like that, it's 2nd down and 4.
Seth on the tackle, Luke in there. I think the story for we've got to eliminate or reduce the yak or the
yards after contact.
Yards after first contact.
Yeah.
To make it different than the yards after catch.
Right. But the back is really slippery, and I say that kind of metaphorically. He just gets out of tackles. He makes you miss, but we've got to find a way to get hands on him and rally to the ball.
Bringing a man down. He bubbles out, looking to throw
right there.
And the ball is
again, just slipping through tackles.
Cole Miller in there, Seth pursuing.
Sorry, we missed that on the camera. Thought the ball was coming here near side, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down on the short pass.
About 2.
And about 2 on the play. So apologies there.
Their quarterback's pretty quick.
Yeah, we haven't seen him throw it a ton so far. He's been back to pass, but we've done a pretty good job in coverage. I think we've surprised him a little bit with playing less man and more zone.
So here's a tight formation.
They've got a sniffer or a guy kind of, right behind the tackle that ends up toting it.
Right
Going
there.
to hand the ball off and cannot get Hill down on the ground. And that's the running back, Jeremiah Hill, and he goes for a first down.
Brady Greer finally on the tackle. We're not tackling well.
And it speaks to the quality of the back, too, because we've got guys that are good tacklers.
Yep.
That are
Yep.
kind of letting him slip through their hands a little bit.
And I'm sure that's something Coach Kinsler is going to address and the other defensive staff.
So 8:40 to go here in the second quarter, and really Westfield has not been able to tackle here on the last couple of drives. John Millage has taken advantage, and Edie has his troops inside the 25 driving. Sends a man in motion, looking to throw a screen out to the outside. Good blocking. No one there to fill the alley, and John Millage is going to score a touchdown.
They're going to call holding on number 4, Edie. He was stop blocking out there.
I don't see did they throw the
yeah,
flag?
there's a flag on the ground in that area.
I thought it was a hold, too, but
So there is a flag on the play, so that'll bring it back. It looks like it's thrown at about the 15-yard line. We'll keep our eye on where it comes back to. That'll be a 10-yard penalty spot foul. So if it's at the 14 or 15, it'll either put it at the 25 or the 24, depending on where they mark it off from. Well, it looks like they're going to mark it off closer to the 11 or 10. So, again, it'll bring up 1st and 5 from there, from about the 20.
Coach Wall is not happy.
And I was just sitting here just trying to decide if I was going to say it or not. But I'm not going to criticize an official when I say this, but it's very comical to me to see anybody from John Millage complain about officiating when you have to go up there and play. Wow.
I kind of just saw it because I was watching the block, and I was like, wow, that's a good stop block. And I thought, hey, it kind of looks like, maybe a hold. So evidently the ref over there saw kind of the same thing.
So 1st and 6 with 8:17 to go here.
Our player, whoever was blocking, threw his hands up in the air like, hey, I can't get away. Kind of gave it away to me.
Sending a man in motion. Going to fake the handoff. Ride and can't make a tackle. Edie bounces, and he's going to score anyways.
We got to get off blocks in the secondary. It looks like it's at the point of attack at level 1 that, hey, why aren't our defensive linemen tackling him? And they certainly got to play better, but we got to get off blocks, at the second and third levels, and we're not doing that.
Yeah, right now it looks like Westfield's throwing their hands a lot at players instead of delivering a lick. And I know it's hard. They're fast, and you're trying to grasp at them, but at a certain point, especially players like Edie and Hill who aren't overly large, you put a lick on them and then wrap, you got a better chance to tackle.
Yeah, and that's absolutely right. And what Coach Farmer said is also correct, because you looked up, and as soon as he hit the line of scrimmage, you could have threw your arms up and said touchdown, because every one of our DBs had a John Millage player fit on him.
And that's easier, I sit here and say we got to get off blocks. It's easier said than done because, those guys are pretty good.
Right. So with 8:09 to go here in the second quarter, Westfield trails 13-10. Both teams just kind of trading body blows at this point. And the good news for Westfield is they've been able to do a lot of damage in the run game and also through the air with Hunter Kirkley, especially to Ryan Powers. And then Hunter Kirkley's legs have helped out a lot, especially on that read play coming across. But conversely, Edie has been – I think that's Briggs Edie. He's been outstanding in his own right.
Yes. The quarterback run, again, we were kind of tipped off by some of the guys worried about containing the quarterback, and it's been a legitimate concern. He's really had a good game. The pressure now flips back to our offense. We have to keep pace,
Right.
Now, we know our defense will adjust and recover at some point, hopefully soon, but it may not be till we're able to get in at halftime. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Get on the ball.
And Westfield
we got it.
gets the football back, it looks like, but unfortunately the ball kind of bounces and plinkos around.
Yeah, you can't go back on the ball there. You have to. That's kind of a baseball players know that. You have to either turn and run and go get it, or you have to let it go, let the guy behind you catch it.
Yeah, you definitely want to catch it coming forward.
So the Hornets will not have very good field position, but they do retain possession. That could have been a disaster if John Millage gets the football at the Westfield 12-yard line.
And at least we got back on it because in this streak John Millage has had, they have made a living with big special teams plays.
Absolutely. Now here, our immediate goal right here is flip the field. Now, you hope you get 7 out of it, but at least let's flip the field. So let's gain at least 20 yards or so, 20, 30 yards, and punt it if we have to. But
we go 2 back. I think that's the first time we've shown 2 back.
And they tackle Porter Falk immediately in the backfield. 2nd down and 14 for the Hornets.
That was the stretch play, and and I don't know if it was a read or not. It might not have been a read call, but for some reason the quarterback gave it there if it was a read, and obviously wasn't there.
Well, and I wonder if Millage sent more than Westfield could handle up front too. Seemed like they got in the backfield very quickly.
I think it was 32 that made a play, and I just don't think we reached blocked him. It was, like sweep action.
Looking to throw, going to throw the ball out, and Power is going to get out a little bit, picks up that yardage, and gets about
Noah Blackman.
That's a positive
Noah Blackman
play.
Gets out to about the 14-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. This is a huge play right here for Westfield.
Absolutely.
Well, you don't want to self-destruct. At least your defense has bled slowly, I guess. We haven't given up the home run. And so if we don't get a first down here, we want to just not self-destruct, flip the field with a punt.
Do you maybe look to go on a hard count or something, try to get a cheap 5?
That's not.
You're going to fake the handoff, looking to throw, and got a
wide
wide-open man, and he's out in the open field. And he running Noah Blackman at the 35. Keep going, 30. He puts a little shimmy on, tries to cut back across the grain, and he's going to be tackled at about the 21-yard line.
Just a huge play in this football game.
Gave him the soft shoulder down here.
And I can tell you this, that I almost pulled a Coach Farmer and pulled everything off the table. I stepped on my headset and everything. Yanked all kind of stuff.
Are you going Larry Munson?
No, I went.
I metal chair.
What I don't understand is if you're Millage, how do you let Noah Blackman be wide open?
They brought a lot of folks.
They did, and I tell you what they're doing. They're doubling powers. And when that happened, that left Noah.
Well, here's the thing, which I don't think is a bad idea. If I'm going to get beat by Westfield, I'm not going to get beat by 11-5.
Yeah, but Blackman's been good, in that little seam.
There's no doubt.
But I agree.
Kirkley keeps it.
There.
Gets across the 20, though, down to about the 19-yard line. A still positive gain for the Hornets.
I don't know. Of course, we're thinking, obviously, touchdown. But I don't know where
the range is.
Range is. You would think we're getting close, though. I would think from 35, he'd need to be another couple more yards.
For Jackson to be comfortable, probably 32, 33.
Well, I can tell you this. Westfield definitely has to get points here. If we're going tennis analogy, they need to try to hold serve.
Oh.
Dropping back to pass, looking to throw.
Pass, bro. Got him. Touched. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, that was a good ball.
Gracious.
Good route, too.
Man.
Got to let it go. Come back and play again.
What's encouraging is you just said it, good pass pro. We are, when you can't protect the QB, that kind of insinuates you're getting out, just outmanned, out physical, and we're protecting our passer, which means we're as good as them in the trenches. So that's encouraging.
Right, and when you protect a quarterback like Hunter Kirkley, he's going to put it on somebody. As you see there, he put it right on Noah.
Yeah, I wonder how much fatigue got to play on that one
possibly,
from the long run.
And if you're talking about, it might have been a touch behind him. Certainly, I think Noah would tell you he should have caught the ball. But.
Right. Well, you got to come back and try to make up for it because, again, John Millage is not going to feel sorry for you. Dropping back to throw, looking to throw. Throws it a little high, and that's tough to do.
Now, I wonder if we'll kick or go right here.
I imagine we'll go.
Well, they're bringing on the kick team.
This is dangerous, though. You get a block.
Yeah, you certainly probably, somebody's probably whispered in, just got to protect because Jackson's young. It may come out low. This will end up being a 37-yarder.
So that 37-yard kick for Jackson Slade. Let's see if he can get a boot into it and get it up high enough. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is good.
That's short.
Oh, just short. Wow. Sorry for that false call. It looked like it was good the whole way, just didn't get enough leg on it.
Yeah, I thought 32-31 is probably his 33. But, hey.
And it's a little cooler tonight. You know, that ball sometimes contracts a little bit with that cooler air, and it doesn't explode off the foot.
But he has gotten so much better.
No doubt.
The fact that they had confidence to try that.
And directionally, he was right, just not enough power in it. And he'll, I'm sure, as he gets older, will get more leg into it.
And he's going to work at it.
5:22 to go here, 1st and 10 for John Millage.
But now we need to stop, and that's a good drive offensively. I mean,
flip the field, even though it didn't score. Got us out of that hole.
They moved.
Their
The
right tackle moved.
And they didn't get called. Golly.
Missing the tackle again, gets it out there, and somebody got popped over there, though.
Right tackle clearly
Billy
flinched.
Jack Gregory getting in there. Trey Hardy getting there. I think Billy Jack was the tackler.
Billy Jack popped somebody then if he was the tackler. I think that was the Hill. No, 21, Marcus Presswood. Sorry, I thought it was Jeremiah Hill again. 2nd down and 3 for the Trojans. And we're inside of 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Westfield trails by 3 to John Millage, 13-10 your score. Going to hand the ball off here.
Bounced it.
And Cole Miller, is that Luke White makes the tackle?
I thought we did a good job. We're not.
Yeah, Luke White, Ryan Powers in there.
We've got to, when we make him bounce it, bubble it around, we've got to show up from our corners got to show up and make a play.
And again, Coach Neil O'Brien made it bounced and had outside leverage and just couldn't get off the ball.
Well, as a former wide receiver myself, the defensive back's got to grab a hold of them and just shuck them out of the way. Just throw them out of the way. They're getting blocked right now.
Yep.
They go empty with a tight.
We're there this time.
Going to keep it and nowhere to go. Maybe picks up
Neil O'Brien there and Seth Andrews.
Yeah, Seth Andrews in on it too, but good for Neil O'Brien. Really kind of making a show right here.
So 2nd down and 8 for the Trojans.
Making his name be called.
Again, clock under 4 minutes now here in the first half. And
remember, we get the ball coming out of the half, so you try to get a hold here.
So here's the thing. You get a hold, let that clock run down. I think you're good with a 13-10 score if you can get into halftime.
Yeah, I think you're jumping up and down. Excited.
And then you know what you can potentially do offensively. You've already showed it.
All right, they're in a
look
too
for
tight.
Look for something play action here.
They're trying to get to the edge.
And they're going to keep it up the middle with Edie again, and he gets tackled after about a 4-yard gain, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 3.5.
You know, watch what we do moving forward, especially coming out of the half, because they haven't shown a ton in the pass game. It's been all quarterback run. So we may start seeing the Hornets crowd the line of scrimmage. They've got to take that away and just take our chances.
Yeah.
In the pass game.
Absolutely. And this is a different John Millage team in the past, and the fact that they have, in the past they would have taken probably by now 7 or 8 deep shots.
Right.
With athletes they've had. And they haven't taken those deep shots to Presswood, like they used to throw the fade. And I don't want to speak too soon. It may be coming soon.
Going to fake the handoff, and Westfield tackles Edie. No, they don't. And he's still, goodness gracious, he's hard to get down.
But we got hats there.
They finally got him down. They did rally to the football.
Neil's getting off the ground.
Luke White made the original play. He was in the backfield and held on for dear life with one hand until the team could rally to it.
I think if you're Coach Wall, you got to punt here. You're at your own 39-yard line. You have to punt in this case. Westfield gets the football out of half. You haven't really stopped the Hornets. I don't see how you go for it here unless you're trying to draw them off sides.
Yeah, that's – I would be shocked if they go for it. But, hey.
He wants to burn some clock too. So
I would imagine a hard count, but he's gone empty set. I guess QB run here if he does indeed snap it. Yeah, they're going hard count. They're going to punt the football.
Yep.
I mean, I would – to me, I wouldn't give the underdog any more momentum by not getting this first down.
Right.
And then if they go up, if Westfield goes up a touchdown or a 4 here, and they get the ball out and go up another touch coming out.
But let me tell you something else that
Coach
Wall is having to think about for the first time in 2 or 3 years. Well, they're moving the ball up and down the field on us. So we have to account for all of that when we make these decisions. So we can't give them the ball right here.
They're going punt because they got I think it's – I don't know if it's Coach Mills or another coach counting players over there.
I think Coach Mills is upstairs. I saw him come in.
He's normally upstairs, so
yeah.
My eyes are bad.
Talk about a nice guy.
Great guy and a heck of an athlete.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a nice guy. I've never had a bad encounter talking to him.
Did he go to John Millage?
Hey, he was
my John Millage student once?
Absolutely.
Did he go to Georgia College?
Peach Belt Player of the Year.
Yeah, I thought he went to Georgia College.
He went to John Millage?
Yes, sir.
So he's the second best athlete to ever go through there?
Behind
Rhett Farmer?
Behind Rhett Farmer.
Golly, that's wow. To even
in the same breath as Rhett Farmer, that's a big accomplishment.
Oh, I don't even know how to respond to that.
Oh, get away from that. We got a field position, boys.
Is this the first time John Millage has had to punt all season?
It's quite possible.
It looked like it.
I mean, maybe on the other hand, Coach Wall's thinking, I should have gone for that.
We just got the ball on the plus side, I believe. Where's the spot?
Yeah,
right at the 50.
I guarantee you, he's like, well,
hindsight being 20/20 and all.
So, again, here's another wrinkle in the rivalry that's been Westfield and John Millage.
And of course we ran a different offense last year, but this is where I'd be thinking, I'm taking a shot. I'm throwing the ball to Powers on the fade, but now this is
he's an
offense.
Inside slot, right? Fake the handoff, Kirkley keeps it, and still I think where your bread is buttered is inside run game for both teams right now, it seems.
It has been, but we're 1:30 left in the half, and I know we want to get the clock to 0 with the ball or either having just scored. So
there's no doubt about that.
But if we could tack one on right here to take the lead and get the ball coming out, that'd be tremendous.
Hey, special teams are always, big, and they are not as crisp in the special teams department. And then, that tells you right there, got new guys doing new things.
It's hard to continue on with all the dominance.
Absolutely.
Kirkley takes the snap, going to fake the handoff, throw out here to the wide side.
That was almost.
Is that a Presswood?
No, it's 27.
27, that is Tommy Collier. And he's listed as a kicker.
Was he the punter just then?
Why are you hating on kickers?
I'm just don't understand. He plays defensive back, and you list him as the kicker.
They can be athletic, too.
No, there's no doubt, but why would you not put DB/K?
Coach Farmer, former college kicker. Little known fact.
What kind of college was it?
It was not – I don't know what Coach Fowler's talking about.
Stop. He was at GMC. Don't let him fool you.
Well, I mean, I made the team.
Who was the coach up there?
I don't know. It wasn't
They never talked to Rhett. He was a kicker.
No. No. It's
Kirkley going to throw back on the screen.
It was JUCO. Trust me, I never got in the game. So
okay, well, let's see here. We're
a caveat.
Do you let it run down and run another play? I mean,
well, right now I'm surprised that.
No, we're punting.
I'm surprised that Coach Wall. I would have waited to show my hand to see if he was going to call a timeout.
I would have ticked it down to about 15 seconds and then maybe tried to go for it.
Maybe he's just thinking right now, let's just roll into halftime and figure out a game plan moving to the second half. Because this seems like it's going to be a tight ball game throughout.
He's going to call timeout, let the play clock run down and then call timeout and talk about what they're going to do.
I mean, they haven't taken any deep shots. So do you do that with that little time left?
I mean, you turn the ball over. I mean, if it's incomplete, they have the ball on the, the 45, minus 45 with what, 8 seconds left maybe?
Oh, Westfield took a delay of game.
Oh, that's fine too then. So they're definitely going to punt it then.
So I got a question. What's the runoff rule in high school? Is there?
Runoff rule. What do you mean by that?
A clock runoff with an offensive penalty with a clock. There's not one. Like there is in college. Like if the clock's running.
Right.
Inside of what is it? A minute or something?
Yeah, I don't think there is one. Not that I know of. Coach Farmer, you know of one? I don't think there is.
Not familiar with that. We just got to execute here and get to the locker room.
Yeah. Bottom line is just get the kickoff.
So Cole Miller back. Lollipop.
Little line driver. That's perfect.
And he'll pick it up. And tackled right at the 16-yard line.
Brian Greer and 43's John McPherson down there.
I'm sure they'll kneel on it and go to the half. Let me tell you guys, there are some ears perking up around the state.
I remember a team that had limited time in having the ball inside their own territory one time against Westfield, and they didn't kneel on it, and that ended in a last-second touchdown at the half up in Macon, Georgia. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do. I might have been there.
Who was that?
Stratford in the state championship game. That was the craziest
Well, they faked
game.
the kneel?
No.
They fumbled, and then, if I remember right, then didn't we hit the corner
Wow.
route to Giles right before the half?
The Hornets came back. They scored like 17 points in probably like 2.5 minutes.
I've seen
in
that game.
game.
I was not yet at Westfield, but I've seen that game.
So, shock here from the Hornets' nest. Westfield trails at the half, which is not a shock, but it's only 13-10, which is kind of a big newsbreaker, if you will, for John Milledge, who has not trailed all season long.
It's like Ron Burgundy, kind of a big deal.
Westfield actually had 2 leads there in the first half, and we'll see if John Millage or Westfield likes loud noises there in the second half.
People know me.
So, anyways, we'll quit with the Anchorman references, and we will come back after a few commercial breaks here in the halftime. Westfield again trails 13-10 at halftime to John Millage. You're watching Hornet football on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
At Westfield, we have different clubs that you can be in. You can choose between like a variety of clubs. There's like culinary art, there's Key Club, there's Green Team, there's Tri High Y. I'm currently involved in theatrical productions at Westfield. I'm involved with the school's One Act and several plays like Prayer Club, and Tri High Y, and Key Club, and I also dance. For Christmas, we decorated Christmas trees, and we decorated door decorations for the nursing homes here in Perry. And I've gone and cleaned up some of the parks around Perry. Community service is definitely valued at Westfield.
I chose to get the vaccine because I did not want to risk getting sick myself and taking that virus home to my family or to my elderly grandparents.
My mother and grandmother are cancer survivors, so I just want to make sure that I'm as safe as possible.
I did it for my family, to keep them safe and to keep me safe.
There is a choice now, and I chose to make that choice for my friends and my family.
Westfield is a challenging environment.
It's a Christian school, it's a Christian environment.
And it provides students with great opportunities. Definitely all the teachers, they prepare you for college, they help you with some problems that they'll give you some real life experiences that will help you with college.
Every teacher that I have in any of my classes is always telling us that they're here after school. They're always willing to answer any questions we might have. Westfield is a harder school, but it challenges you and it gets you ready for college.
And I think Westfield gave me such a great Christian environment that I can actually have the freedom to express my faith.
Westfield provides a lot of great opportunities for students to learn and for students to grow and for students to learn more about themselves.
I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I play football, baseball, basketball, and I run track.
I love the contact sport. I love the ability to get my feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice. I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team when I was a freshman, and that's also the year when I played soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
I enjoy just spending time with my teammates and getting to just rep the green and gold like everyone else has in the past.
On Thursdays, we get to go out and with the football team, and we get our chaplain out there, and he does a great job. And I think on a Thursday that's great to do because it's a day before the game, and you get to think about God and just choices in life, and that's kind of what the game of football is like.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Together. Athletic.
Friendships.
Confidence.
Challenging.
Success. Rewarding.
I need 3 uncorked slushes. Adding strawberries to the sangria. Order up. Sonic uncorked slushes, ready for pickup.
I have 4 grandparents who are still living, and I realized after some research that this was the best way I could protect them and the community at large.
As a physician, I feel it's important to get them vaccinated for the masses to prevent overcrowding of our ICUs.
I got the vaccine to protect myself and also to protect my mother.
I would ask people, when you consider getting vaccinated for the COVID-19 virus, not only consider your own risk stratification, but also your role in the community.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? 2 Sonic grilled cheeseburgers.
I'm on it.
Order up.
Sonic grilled cheeseburger ready for pickup.
At Westfield, we have different clubs that you can be in. You can choose between like a variety of clubs. There's like culinary art, there's Key Club, there's Green Team, there's Tri High Y. I'm currently involved in theatrical productions at Westfield. I'm involved with the school's One Act and several plays like Prayer Club, and Tri High Y, and Key Club, and I also dance. For Christmas, we decorated Christmas trees, and we decorated door decorations for the nursing homes here in Perry. And we have also, I've gone and cleaned up some of the parks around Perry. Community service is definitely valued at Westfield.
I chose to get the vaccine because I did not want to risk getting sick myself and taking that virus home to my family or to my elderly grandparents.
My mother and grandmother are cancer survivors, so I just wanted to make sure that I'm as safe as possible.
I did it for my family, to keep them safe and to keep me safe.
There is a choice now, and I chose to make that choice for my friends and my family.
Westfield is a challenging environment.
It's a Christian school, it's a Christian environment.
And it provides students with great opportunities. Definitely all the teachers, they prepare you for college, they help you with some problems that they'll give you some real life experiences that will help you with college.
Every teacher that I have in any of my classes is always telling us that they're here after school. They're always willing to answer any questions we might have.
Westfield is a harder school, but it challenges you and it gets you ready for college.
And I think Westfield
gave me such a great Christian environment that I can actually have the freedom to express my faith.
Westfield provides a lot of great opportunities for students to learn and for students to grow and for students to learn more about themselves.
I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I play football, baseball, basketball, and I run track.
I love the contact sport. I love the ability to get my feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice. I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team when I was a freshman, and that's also the year when I played soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again in my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
I enjoy just spending time with my teammates and getting to just rep the green and gold like everyone else has in the past.
On Thursdays, we get to go out and with the football team, and we get our chaplain out there, and he does a great job. And I think on a Thursday that's great to do because it's a day before the game, and you get to think about God and just choices in life, and that's kind of what the game of football is like.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Together. Athletic.
Friendships.
Confidence.
Challenging.
Success. Rewarding.
I need 3 uncorked slushes. Adding strawberries to the sangria. Order up. Sonic uncorked slushes, ready for pickup.
I have 4 grandparents who are still living, and I realized after some research that this was the best way I could protect them and the community at large.
As a physician, I feel it's important to get vaccinated for the masses to prevent overcrowding of our ICUs.
I got the vaccine to protect myself and also to protect my mother.
I would ask people, when you consider getting vaccinated for the COVID-19 virus, not only consider your own risk stratification, but also your role in the community.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? 2 Sonic grilled cheeseburgers.
I'm on it.
Order up.
Sonic grilled cheeseburger ready for pickup.
At Westfield, we have different clubs that you can be in. You can choose between like a variety of clubs. There's like culinary arts, there's Key Club, there's Green Team, there's Tri High Y. I'm currently involved in theatrical productions at Westfield. I'm involved with the school's One Act and several plays like Player Club and Tri High Y and Key Club, and I also dance. For Christmas, we decorated Christmas trees and we decorated door decorations for the nursing homes here in Perry. And we have also, I've gone and cleaned up some of the parks around Perry. Community service is definitely valued at Westfield.
I chose to get the vaccine because I did not want to risk getting sick myself and taking that virus home to my family or to my elderly grandparents.
My mother and grandmother are cancer survivors, so I just wanted to make sure that I'm as safe as possible.
I did it for my family, to keep them safe and to keep me safe.
There is a choice now, and I chose to make that choice for my friends and my family.
Westfield is a challenging environment.
It's a Christian school, it's a Christian environment.
And it provides students with great opportunities.
Definitely all the teachers, they prepare you for college, they help you with some problems that they'll give you some real life experiences that will help you with college.
Every teacher that I have in any of my classes is always telling us that they're here after school. They're always willing to answer any questions we might have.
Westfield is a harder school, but it challenges you and it gets you ready for college.
And I think Westfield gave me such a great Christian environment that I can actually have the freedom to express my faith.
Westfield provides a lot of great opportunities for students to learn and for students to grow and for students to learn more about themselves.
I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I play football, baseball, basketball, and I run track.
I love the contact sport. I love the ability to get my feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice. I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team when I was a freshman, and that's also the year when I played soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again in my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
I enjoy just spending time with my teammates and getting to just rep the green and gold like everyone else has in the past.
On Thursdays, we get to go out and with the football team, and we get our chaplain out there, and he does a great job. And I think on a Thursday that's great to do because it's a day before the game, and you get to think about God and just choices in life, and that's kind of what the game of football is like.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Together. Athletic.
Friendships.
Confidence.
Challenging.
Success. Rewarding.
I need 3 uncorked slushes. Adding strawberries to the sangria. Order up. Sonic uncorked slushes, ready for pickup.
I have 4 grandparents who are still living, and I realized after some research that this was the best way I could protect them and the community at large.
As a physician, I feel it's important to get vaccinated for the masses to prevent overcrowding of our ICUs.
I got the vaccine to protect myself and also to protect my mother.
I would ask people, when you consider getting vaccinated for the COVID-19 virus, not only consider your own risk stratification, but also your role in the community.
2 Sonic grilled cheeseburgers.
I'm on it.
Order up.
Sonic grilled cheeseburger ready for pickup.
At Westfield, we have different clubs that you can be in. You can choose between like a variety of clubs. There's like culinary arts, there's Key Club, there's Green Team, there's Tri High Y.
I'm currently involved in theatrical productions at Westfield. I'm involved with the school's One Act and several plays like Prayer Club, and Tri High Y, and Key Club, and I also dance.
For Christmas, we decorated Christmas trees and we decorated door decorations for the nursing homes here in Perry. And we have also, I've gone and cleaned up some of the parks around Perry. Community service is definitely valued at Westfield.
I chose to get the vaccine because I did not want to risk getting sick myself and taking that virus home to my family or to my elderly grandparents.
My mother and grandmother are cancer survivors, so I just wanted to make sure that I'm as safe as possible.
I did it for my family, to keep them safe and to keep me safe.
There is a choice now, and I chose to make that choice for my friends and my family.
Westfield is a challenging environment.
It's a Christian school, it's a Christian environment.
And it provides students with great opportunities.
Definitely all the teachers, they prepare you for college, they help you with some like problems that they'll give you like some real life experiences that will help you with college.
Every teacher that I have in any of my classes is always telling us that they're here after school. They're always willing to answer any questions we might have. Westfield is a harder school, but it challenges you and it gets you ready for college.
And I think Westfield gave me such a great Christian environment that I can actually have the freedom to express my faith.
Westfield provides a lot of great opportunities for students to learn and for students to grow and for students to learn more about themselves.
I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I play football, baseball, basketball, and I run track.
I love the contact sport. I love the ability to get my feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice. I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team when I was a freshman, and that's also the year when I played soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again in my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
I enjoy just spending time with my teammates.
And welcome back inside the nest. We're at halftime here as the Hornets trail John Milledge Academy 13-10 here inside the nest. Probably a pretty shocking score around the state. Both of these teams have played each other very close so far. Coaches, what do you think some of the things that adjustments that may be made here in the second half, what do you think both teams need to do to be successful and figure out who's going to win this region?
Well, for me, for Westfield in the second half, I'm anxious to see kind of how they adjust defensively. We were talking at halftime about how John Millage really hasn't thrown the ball downfield. It's been mostly lateral throws. So I'd expect maybe to roll up, have as many men in the box as possible. Maybe take a little bit of a chance at getting the ball thrown deep on you because they really haven't shown they're going to do it. Now, Coach may want to add to that or subtract.
Well, for John Millage's adjustments, I'm interested to see how they'll adjust to the power read, that double option scheme we ran that we were pretty successful with. And, I think you have to feel pretty good about kind of how we got a little better defensively that half. We may walk some guys up, but if we just keep bleeding slowly, I don't know how much we'll make them take chances.
Find the ball. Oh, no.
There's that special team play. Oh, we talked about that.
That's huge right there.
They just got the possession they lost in the first half back.
Yep.
I wonder right there if you look to maybe call a fair catch.
Yeah, absolutely you do. I just think that the guy who should have called it thought thought the ball was over his head, and he's turned around to block, and the guy behind him couldn't get there in time. So really just a well-executed play. I don't know if it was designed to be recovered, but it certainly worked out for him. But Westfield's got to bow our neck right here and try to get a stop.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to overcome right there, to be honest.
We're confused a little bit about how to line up, so we got there, though. Coming out throwing. He is looking downfield in the first one. Now he's running again.
So Edie slips. He's going to gain about 3 on the play, and that'll bring up second down and 7. He tried to cut back.
Yeah, calm back there.
Yeah, sorry about talking over you.
No, you're good.
Back, but did end up making the tackle. So
he tried to cut back across the grain there.
Again, the coverage was pretty good. I kind of took a peek, but I just think he's looking to run. I think it's not a called draw, but I think he's just more comfortable running the football.
Do you spy him?
And it looked like you wonder if Calmback was in a spy position because he was kind of square in the middle.
So Edie in a little bit of a pistol and then sends a man down. Going to hand the ball off. No fake it. Keeps it. Gets to the outside. He'll pick up the first down.
Had a chance to tackle him just short and ran through an arm tackle.
So a good run right there by Edie. And he picks up a first down after a strong run. 1st and 10 inside the 30-yard line of Westfield down to about the 26. And the Hornets, how important is that? Not an onside kick, but basically a fumble, if you want to call it, or a recovery.
To add to the things to look for in the second half, we need to improve our tackling if we're going to win this football game.
So Edie, same type motion, going to bubble the man out, and looks like we've got a pre-snap flag. And that may have been something that the officials were made aware of at halftime by the coaching staff, because it looked like a couple times you saw either them not get set or jump early. So 1st and 15 for John Millage. They didn't have really much trouble with the penalties they had there in the first half, overcome them. So we'll see if Westfield can stop them here in this second half. It's a big drive right here for the Hornets.
Well, you got you a negative play. Now you're 1st and 15. They're behind the chains, so you got to.
This is 3 out of 4 plays where they've gone with a trips package, and so that looks like they may want to throw it a little more than they threw it in the first half.
Looks like the same play they tried to run a minute ago.
But every time it's breaking down.
Breakdown. There's a block in the back. No call.
I mean, he's running over and over out of 5-step drop action.
12-yard gain.
Yeah, there was a block in the back, sure as day on the outside. Defender comes up to try to make a tackle. And I think that was potentially Bishop Smallwood who got blocked in the back. No call.
Maybe not 12-yard gain, maybe 10. But, I guarantee you it's a coaching point all week. And, again, at halftime, contain the quarterback, and we're just losing contain on him. And he's too quick to do that.
2nd and 5 to go here.
They're in an overset here, so look for run to the over.
And handing the football off to Hill. Hill trying to get behind his offensive line. He's tackled just shy of the first down, I believe.
Looks like 3rd and 1.
Going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
Coach, how that overset looks like the old buck sweep action kind of.
It did. The guards pulled. It looked very buck sweepish to me.
So let me ask you this then. What's the advantage of being in the gun and doing that?
I mean, you still got people spread out.
Is it just because of pure angles and where
a lot of it is angles. It's just a different look too. But of course, being in the gun opens up so many other things. I mean, you can run your wing T stuff, not all of it, but a lot of it. Things like trap, you don't see much out of the gun.
Right.
But you open up some things in the jet sweep. You open some things in the quarterback run game. And also you can all your zone blocking stuff you can do, which we've seen a lot of tonight.
So that was that a call timeout by the officials, a water break? What was that?
Don't know.
Who called timeout? Millage called timeout? That's to where we're getting down to. It's a short one, though.
Empty set for Millage. No running back.
Yep, there's the sneak again.
Just spread you out and then sneak you in short yardage.
Quarterback never comes set there, by the way.
You've been on that several times tonight.
Well, I'm just saying, here's the thing that I hate about the quarterback. Same thing when they do the whole knee or the clap and lean forward. Right. Quarterback can't go to the line of scrimmage either. He's got to be set when he gets the ball, right?
Yeah, I've heard your argument on air.
I can't stand it.
I don't know that it holds a lot of water, but I get it. Now in that case, that's different. I think you might be right on that one.
Another empty set.
How's it not the same thing in the gun? Never mind. I'm not arguing.
Gotta make the play. Gotta make
Hill
the play.
cuts back across the grain, and now it's kind of danger
Powers.
time.
Yeah, Powers wrapped him up.
Second
Cole
down.
Miller getting in there too.
Second down and 5, we'll call it. And you got to have the initial tackle.
Hudson McGee getting off the ground.
Notice we were there on the sweep. You know, we obviously had adjusted. We had bodies there to make the play. Wide, forced him to cut it back. He made something out of nothing. But we had bodies where they were supposed to be, so that's an encouraging sign.
Here's where you really need a negative play on second down.
Absolutely.
And 5 or 6. Try to get them really behind the chains, maybe force a throwing down and see if you can't keep everything in front of you on third and long. But they got to get a negative play here on second.
They just went basically a flood scheme there.
God, we lost the receiver in the corner of the end zone.
It was a 3-receiver route. You know, they
and there's a touchdown for John Millage, and that is exactly the wrong thing that Westfield wanted to happen.
the old special teams slip up.
Well, not only that, but the fact that, I mean, lots of plays where you feel like you could have made them right there at the point of attack and just don't get them down, and then that pass play right there. That kick is up and no good yet again. Goodness gracious. Having all kinds of trouble in the kicking game.
Well,
so
remember that. Of course, you know, they've got a 2-score lead now, but remember that when it comes down to maybe a potential 3-point game, you know, they don't maybe have no faith in their kicker to throw him out there to try to kick one.
I wonder what the time of possession is. It seems like John Milledge has had the ball a lot more than us.
Well, I just feel like that the scoring drives for both teams, it's taken John Millage longer to
Even
score.
in the first half. Obviously, they've had the ball more because of that drive. But
I mean, when you think about it, Westfield and John Millage pretty much had equal amounts of scoring. Well, no, actually, Westfield probably had more scoring opportunities. They had a field goal, then they had a touchdown, then they missed a field goal. So that's 3. John Millage had 13 points in the first half, so 2 scoring drives. Westfield, I think, just had quicker drives.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the turnover to start the game, then some long plays. But right now, I think the more significant thing is the 2-score differential, if you will.
Well, in a game where the teams seem, you know, fairly evenly matched, it usually comes down to, you know, the things like turnovers and special teams. They got offsides on the kickoff.
they are clearly wanting their number one guy from the sideline over here, number 24, to, I mean, that's why he's offsides. I'm pretty sure it was him because he's trying to get down there. And
I think you pull Powers up, put him right on the 45, and you tell him to plow him into the sideline.
We were there. I mean, Porter's got the fair catch right there at the 30. So, I mean, you know, yeah, they've got, who is this down here now? 63.
So do you have to have equal numbers on both sides now, right?
No, you can go 4 and 6.
You can go 4 and 6. Okay.
Can't go more than that. That's right. But they've got 5 into the boundary here to kind of gain a numbers advantage. So can't block them all. Well, he's kind of perfected that thing, hasn't he?
And that's the guy that made a tackle, number 1 from the sideline. First guy from the sideline, 24.
And Porter Falk on the catch again. But, you know, ball on 35, your field position is fine. But as I was saying, and not to hammer the point home, but, you know, a lot of times offensively, defensively, the teams are kind of, you know, evenly matched. So what's the difference? Turnovers and special teams.
Right.
And we've seen both, really, for both sides. They're kind of on the +1 of that right now. The difference being we had our turnover and ended up with a field goal. They got theirs and ended up with a touchdown. That's a 4-point swing.
So can the Hornets mount a drive here in the middle part of the third quarter?
Great kick-out block by Cole Miller.
Kirkley with a big first down run, and here again, I mean, both quarterbacks, I guess, they're just gonna run the show here in this game.
I'll tell you, he finished that run really well too, because he really had him dead to rights about a couple yards short from the first down, and he put his head down and got the extra 2 for the first.
So the Hornets trying to mount a drive here again.
Look for us to come back to that play. Their defensive end was very much upfield. And so
19-10 your score. The Hornets with a 1st and 10 at their own 46. Gonna give the ball off to Noah.
And that's probably why he comes upfield. You know, he runs upfield on the other play and gets kicked out, and then on that play he's upfield into us and pushes us and makes it bubble.
Yeah, Blackman's got to get upfield though on that run.
It's tough to catch the ball and get upfield that quick when you're running full speed though. He's got, I mean, yeah, you're right. If he could do that, it probably is a big play there. But you know, he's full speed and he'd have to make an immediate cut, and that's tough.
That's a drive killer right there. I mean,
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not, but 17, that's a lot to overcome.
It does put you behind the chains for sure.
And there's the offsides. No call. Where in the world? He had crossed over.
We're protecting him
Time to
good.
throw. Not going to get much, though, with 27 there.
And they're not stunting with it being third or double stakes there, rather second down and double stakes. No need for them to really pressure, so kind of a coverage deal.
You need a big play here if you're the Hornets.
You do. This is where we normally would dial up a screen, maybe that bubble to Noah, but not the bubble, the tunnel screen, but we kind of been to that well too many. They've kind of sniffed that one out. So
that, and it seems like the pass is taking a while to get to the actual receiver to get engaged. It's a lot of stuff has to happen a lot quicker against Millage. And there's the interception. And a return. And
Kirkley ended up making the play.
Ooh.
So that's got to be careful with the little extracurriculars.
Yeah, unfortunately. And there's a lot of game left, but that play really, the last touchdown and then the turnaround and the interception, if you don't end up on the right side of this, you're going to look back on that series.
What's glaring to me, and you know this, Coach, because you called the plays in the past against John Millage last year. You had to, go against them. They've played to their personnel. They're not, stunning as much like they used to, and they're playing coverage. I don't think their front is as mobile as the guys last year that played on the D-line, and so they just rather cover than sack.
We sent some, and they picked it up. They called it, yeah.
What's the flag for,
Pass
though?
interference, he says, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who caught the ball? Can't see with the gold on white.
Still got his
I think that's
up.
Presswood, number 21.
Yeah, I still don't think that's a penalty, but I don't understand face guarding is not a penalty anymore in high school.
No, it's not.
He didn't make contact, so I'm watching the zoom in right over here.
I think they're going to call offensive because Marcus's body language.
John Millage will go nuts if that's the case.
That is the case. Mr. Dale just called it out. He must have pushed off, which
huge break for the Hornets there.
got to take advantage of now. You got to take advantage.
So they're looking at first and about 24 yards. 25,
Should
really.
be first and 25. But right here, you've got to tackle. You can give up a couple yards. You can give up 3 yards. You got to keep everything in front and tackle. You can't give up the big play.
Screen.
Right there, got to make a play. Yep.
Oh,
Boom.
big hit by Brady Greer.
Brady Greer's. Look, that is it.
Now the flags are coming. Extracurriculars, which, they're already good enough. We got to not give them anything.
That gives them an automatic first down, too, which is really unfortunate.
Oh, my goodness.
And Coach
Come on,
Kensler's
guys.
obviously going to be upset.
But come on. There's a lot of emotion. If somebody says something.
It had to be because there was no physical contact.
But if
outside
somebody
the hit.
says something in a game like this, you kind of gotta let them play a little bit. You gotta let them have some emotion.
I don't disagree.
Yep.
That is so. You just make, as the officials, you just make yourself a part of the game when you do that.
It's not an automatic first down. I always get that rule wrong. I always think it's the college rule, but it's not. It's not an automatic first down. So
that's the worst case right there because you made a great play and then you get a personal foul and it's 2nd and 5 instead of
2nd and 15 actually. So they're still double sticks.
Oh yeah, you're right. Excuse me.
Well, really 14, but.
So frustrating.
Little reverse.
Scissors, Coach. That's like wing T scissors play.
It absolutely was scissors. That quick handoff.
That's too much. Too many guys.
Was there a pull? Did you see a pull from the lineman? That's definitely
I
scissors.
did saw. Look at that grammar. I did see.
Then you hit it on the head. It
AP, huh?
AP.
Not English.
Not
though.
English.
Not no AP Lane guys up here.
I thought I saw no. Yeah, they pulled a guy, but the old scissors coach, I never understood that play. That's a lot of different guys touching the ball in such a quick span.
Makes me nervous. That's why I never really ran it, even though I'm a wing T guy. So I don't even like running reverse.
So you've got like Tubby Raymond pajamas back home?
Old Delaware wing T guy, yeah. A deep reference there.
Looking to throw.
contained.
Flushed him to the right. Looking to throw some more. Got him open and
missed him.
just too far out in front. Is that Presswood again?
Yeah, that was Presswood.
Down there.
You know what?
Trey Hardy on the coverage, and that's hard to cover that guy that long.
The down marker is not correct, but we called a break there. So
It's 4th and 8, right?
that wasn't 4th and 8. It might be now.
It's 4th and 8 now.
Is it 4th and 8 now?
Yeah, should be. So, I mean, to me, it's go time right here if you're
Oh, you gotta
Millage.
go. Well, they don't have a kicker. We
Yeah.
established that. Certainly not from this range.
Both teams have really protected their quarterback. I mean, offensive lines just do a good
This
job.
play here is, I don't want to overstate it, but this
Could be the ball game.
well, it's a big play for sure.
Dropping back, looking to throw, going to
That's
throw.
your wheel
So
scheme.
oh, he's wide open.
That's your wheel scheme you talked about, Brett, earlier.
And he just slammed the football down and no flag. I guess we can spike it now in high school.
Well, you hate it because we were literally a step away from hitting the quarterback, before we got rid of the football. Somebody stood in there and took the shot and made the play.
Well, just a combination route and the slot guy up the sideline.
If you're in zone right there, do you get beat on that play?
It's empty. It's tough to defend empty.
Yeah.
And you can't get any pressure, and you just, and the quarterback does a good job putting it, the ball where it's supposed to be.
Goodness gracious, that stinks.
Yeah.
I would go for 2 here.
Yeah, I would go for 2 for the rest of the season based on the last 2 PAT attempts I saw.
And they get it, and that makes it a 3-score game. That's why you go for 2 there.
I am glad that I don't have to scheme offenses like this. Oh, my gosh.
I just think Westfield's going to look back at this game and think what could have been, because you're right there. You're making mistakes and handing them stuff, and to me, I'm going back. John Milledge is a good football team, but there's opportunities there.
Yeah. Aside from that play, your defense hadn't played that bad.
No, but there's opportunities to make big plays, and this game easily the score could be inverted if Westfield does a few things differently.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the Hornets just not able to execute here in the third quarter. So this has really been the quarter that's kind of dictated the outcome so far.
And we have had the ball none this quarter.
Right.
So that possession thing.
But it's still, I'm eternally optimistic, and there's still a lot of time left.
Oh, absolutely.
Possess the ball, get a score, see what happens. Right here, breaks that tackle. He had a chance.
Yep.
But good field position again. Come out, let's get down the field and score. Get into the fourth quarter, a 10-point game, and let's see what happens.
Well, the one good thing is if you see John Millage again, you'll know to prepare for that kick.
Yep.
No doubt.
I mean, that will not be something that bites you again.
I think they've got Porter's the right guy to catch that ball. They'll scheme up a way to block it next time. Of course, JT will have a different scheme kicking the ball next time. He's notorious for 10,000 different kicking schemes.
Hand the ball off up the middle. Get a little bit of push after first contact. Picks up about 3 on the play.
I tell you, it was hard fought 3-4 yards because there wasn't a whole lot there.
There is some beef in the trenches on both sides.
And I hate to look back. You can't really overstate the importance of that loss on second down that Westfield had on the last drive. You're second down and 7 or so, and then you go to the kind of jet sweep look.
Yep. It's hard to run wide on those guys.
Looking to throw. He's flushed out to his right, trying to get deep to find somebody to throw it to, and nobody home.
Coach, their sidelines upset. They want a grounding call.
He threw it over the head of the receiver. I mean, how would they think that's
And there's a flag on the ground.
Maybe they're mad because are they calling something on their
They're
DB?
calling intentional grounding.
No. I thought he threw it over the head of the receiver.
I think it's because the receiver was kind of working in.
Maybe so.
And
I think the officials probably got talked into that call.
No, that never happens.
Yeah, right. Well, that's unfortunate. That'll be a spot foul and loss of down.
It's more than a spot foul because he threw it.
No, I mean from the spot.
Oh, from the spot. Yeah, I got you.
Where he threw it.
My feet are cold.
I'm not. You got my super duper warm jacket on over here that everybody likes to make fun of.
It's not on your feet.
I'm not making fun of it. I think it's a great jacket. I can't even tell what is third and what.
A long way. 7 and say 13 and another. I got 20.
Well, what did he get? 15 yards from the spot of the pass?
And they're just playing coverage.
Took a shot, got a man. Ooh. Hey, tell you what, the Millage defender made a pretty good play on that, or that might have been to the house. It's a good ball.
Presswood took a chance there. You know, he's played the ball, and if he doesn't make that play, there's nobody to bring down Blackman.
The one sad thing about this is this score is going to look so lopsided, and it's not been that way at all. It really kind of makes me mad.
And again, plenty of game left, but you hope you play Millage twice this season. And if you're going to win one, this isn't the one that you had to have. So take some comfort in that, knowing that you know, like you said, we've been right there. The turnovers have hurt us a little bit. We're having a delay. Or there are too many players on the field. Oh, he indicated it and I missed it. It's on us. It must be a delay. The punt will be coming from Holly Hills. Roll ball. Oh, yeah, great kick. Touch it.
Wow.
My goodness.
It's just not a smart play by him. I mean, I know it's a good outcome, but that is not a smart play.
Especially up 17.
Yeah. Well, this will be a challenge, for our defense, their character, which they play with great character. They play with great character all year, and I know they're going to continue that trend, but they got to rise up here. Little Falcons reference.
Oh, you just jinxed the whole thing with that.
Thanks. God, they let us. I'm not going to say anything about the Falcons. Braves won.
Hornets need a turnover. 27-10 your score. Same formation. I think they've run this formation the entire second half.
Buck sweep.
Yep, they went buck.
I'll tell you what, man, you can do a lot of things with number ones in your backfield. That joker he carries the rock now. And not particularly big.
No, he's not very big at all.
He looks like he might be 165, 170.
He's hurt right now.
Dinged up, you're right.
They're tough to defend. I mean, the quarterback can run it. It's like playing with 12 when the quarterback can run it out of all those sets.
Well, this is when you really need that kind of safety to walk down like in the option game, and he's just got to guess the right way and just go and blow it up. I mean, it's kind of – I've seen it so many times when Georgia Southern used to run it. You see that safety come downhill and blow up the play in the backfield. You really need some penetration to get things kind of off schedule.
Timeout, John Milledge.
Jeremiah Hill is the tailback's number, and he's only a sophomore. But anyway, he's coming out. It looks like maybe Blake Bellflower, number 8. Is he the younger brother of the other Bellflower?
Probably so.
Yes.
And the
Brandon Bellflower was
and he wore number 8 as well.
Was the receiver, first baseman, I believe.
That was him. Left-handed quarterback.
Yep.
It's pretty good. His daddy, Jody Bellflower, heck of a golfer.
So many people get labeled with that heck of a golfer.
No, he
Mr.
played.
Beelan down here, heck of a golfer. You know what they never say? Ken Fowler. Heck of a golfer.
Heck of a tennis player is what I hear.
What a hack. That's what I get. What a hack.
I heard he's a good tennis player. Ken Fowler.
Want to feel good about yourself? Play golf with Ken.
Ken, I played with you, and I still didn't feel good because my game was so bad.
Ken Fowler, heck of a middle school coach. That's what I hear.
Yeah. Defensive coordinator carried us.
He's too gracious. It was a fun endeavor, Coach Fowler.
It was indeed. I was just talking to one of the middle school parents down there, and they're excited about next year. And I'm thinking, man, I haven't even coached the girls' basketball game yet. Can we pump the brakes? But got a good group coming back, Coach.
Yes, sir.
So 1st and 10 from the Hornet 20-yard line.
Sweep left. Nope.
Looking to throw. And flushed out of the pocket, being tracked from behind.
Oh, my
He
goodness.
gets crunched and somehow squeezes through.
And got it popped, too. That's impressive by the quarterback.
He's a player. And you know, we're fighting. Our guys are there.
And, you know, on the ball in the corner earlier that they got called for offensive interference on, they threw a great ball. Really kind of impressed. I didn't know that he had that in him based on their lack of downfield throwing, but he threw a great ball. How about a pick six like Brody had last week right here?
That'd be good.
Now they put it in the air. It's Buck again.
In the back, just cutting back.
Wasn't that Buck again, I think?
Yeah.
I'd hop on that. I'd hop on that football if I were the Hornets.
More jet action, but you know, with the formation being tight.
I think he maybe dropped that ball before he crossed the goal line. It was just laying in the end zone.
That'd have been nice. You really would have seen the Millage sideline coming glued.
That happens a lot more than you think. They may go for two yet again. And again, 33-10. This has not been a 33-10 game, but it has turned into one, unfortunately, for the Hornets. That is.
It's a story that's been written over and over and over again by this team. You know, there's always a 5-minute stretch of game. We preached it last year. There's a 5-minute stretch of game where the whole thing turns. Isn't that right, Coach Farmer? Just like every game.
I mean, you gotta withstand the onslaught, and the way their kids are wired, they are like sharks and bloody water. They've created that culture,
But it just makes me think of back when Westfield struggled mentally to get over the Deerfield-Windsor hump.
Yep.
A few years back, and they finally did a couple years in a row. And at some point, this group has got to figure out that, hey, we can play with these guys, and we got to stop treating them like they're invincible.
Well, and I don't know if that's it. Yeah, I think there's probably some of it. But I think the main thing is you don't have to play perfect to beat them.
No.
But you have to play pretty dang good.
You can't have special
you can't
teams
make
miscues.
multiple mistakes. And you know, it's you know, we've got the talent to do it. The scheme's great, both sides of the ball. But you know, you drop a kickoff and you know, you don't maybe you don't convert on a turnover that you got the ball in the red zone. And, you know, those things somebody bite you against quality teams. That's not a Westfield John Millage thing. That's anything. If Georgia Tech's playing Georgia and by some miracle they got them in the fourth quarter, if they turn the ball over, game's over.
Yeah, I guess my thought is, though, it happens more when you're talking about John Millage, because if Westfield's playing some other team, it's normally something they can overcome and still win by multiple scores.
We're saying this. I mean, I think we're kind of agreeing. That's,
yeah.
Go out of bounds.
Well, he proved he can kick it deep. They just didn't want to kick the powers all night, but chose to then.
It's tough when you've had your blocking set up for him, that ball to be caught, and he kicked it so far left we couldn't catch it. So.
They do a really good job at John Millage. I know we made a comment earlier that their punter kind of had a mishap. They don't have to punt much at John Millage, but Coach Wall and their staff, I mean, he's always had multiple looks in special teams, and you think, well, is he doing too much? But they do it well.
Surprising that he could kick the ball out on the kickoff, but he can't kick the two PATs though.
Well, that feels a lot wider than those goalposts.
Slightly.
So the Hornets going to hand the ball off here to Falk. Gets about 3 yards on the play. I just think that I hate to use a movie reference, but I'm going to go to a Herb Brooks miracle that when the team that finally decides that they're going to dictate to John Millage the game as opposed to John Millage dictates the games to teams. I mean, and they're good enough to do it, honestly.
There we go. Got a little action.
A little stalk block up, and they're going to call holding on us. A lot of holdings tonight.
I think I might have found a chair that's not broken, guys, so I say that. Maybe I spoke too soon. Hold on to me, Red. Don't let me fall.
We'll see what the penalty is.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
I'm not sure where we're going with the white hat here. It's going to be a hold against Westfield.
Finally hit on something with the lateral running game with Porter. Porter's really good about seeing that little cutback. It's a natural instinct. I don't know that you can teach it.
Right.
And he's always been good at it. Hit great last year on the jet sweep with us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the same action. It's a different play, but it's kind of the same action. And he hit it, but unfortunately got us on the kind of a backside hold. And I'm not sure it made a difference in the play, honestly, but nonetheless.
Going to fake the handoff. Going to give it off. And getting to the outside and cutting back. And again, just laterally, you can't. They're not missing many tackles.
And they're so fast.
Yep.
And they're recognized. I mean, and what I tell you something that goes overlooked. And we've about gotten to that space here at Westfield, and I think we will be in the coming years. We've got a man down.
Who's hurt?
Noah is down.
But Milledge has that fortunate, benefit of being able to practice kind of good on good. So when their first defense is getting reps, they're getting reps against quality competition, older, experienced competition, as opposed to a lot of teams like Westfield and others. Not that we don't have quality competition, but they're younger kids. They're freshmen, maybe running the scout team, and it's not as crisp and not as physical and not quite as fast as maybe Millage gets practice, and that helps.
Numbers game too.
Absolutely, and our numbers are great right now, and it's reflected in our record and our success.
Right, but I mean, you talking about graduating the number of folks that they did last year, and they still.
And this is what they had left, and so obviously that's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
To your point, and we're saying the same thing, but with think about last year with all those guys that graduated, it was like
over 20 something, yeah.
And they had this still there,
right?
That they could practice against every day. So.
Yeah, I think they had 70-something on the team at John Millage last year.
This is a big group, but the senior class was huge.
I did notice tonight, though, they had fewer numbers. Still good numbers, but not the numbers they had last year.
Yeah, and I count 1, 2, 3, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seniors on this roster. Looks like their 11th grade class is a pretty big one.
That kind of reflects ours as well. We have a good senior class, really good senior class, and but our big class is the junior class, and really our freshman class. And we have a big 8th grade class too. So that bunch, our 8th and 9th grade together, you think kind of in a couple years, we'll have a pretty good squad. But the question there is, with the new developments this week, what's our league going to look like in a couple of years?
Right. So faking the handoff, Kirkley going to run up field, picks up about 7 or 8, and that'll bring up 4th down and 3 to go.
And we're running out the punt team.
I think it's going to be the last play of the third quarter.
I'll tell you, you can't overstate that opening kickoff of the half, and we lost it. And you come out, your new adjustments, you're ready to go, you're right in the game, you're fired up, and that happens and just takes all the wind out of your sails.
Yeah, it was definitely a third quarter to forget if you're the Hornets. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with the rest of the ball game. You're watching Hornet football right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
I chose to get the vaccine because I did not want to risk getting sick myself and taking that virus home to my family or to my elderly grandparents.
My mother and grandmother are cancer survivors, so I just want to make sure that I'm as safe as possible.
I did it for my family to keep them safe and to keep me safe.
There is a choice now, and I chose to make that choice for my friends and my family.
Together. Athletic.
Friendships.
Confidence.
Challenging.
Success. Rewarding.
And welcome back inside the nest. Westfield trails 35-10 here in the start of the fourth quarter. See what the Hornets do here, pinned deep in their own territory. Kick is up, and a good punt right there. I don't really like the catch.
Well, I said it.
Catching with your hands like that on the punt's not the safest thing, but
that wasn't the traditional punt reception mechanics.
That's scary. If I'm John Milledge's special teams coach, I'm going to him and be like, let's not catch it like that next time.
But I haven't seen any film on them, and I'm wondering if number 6, the Goddard kid was maybe a returner. I could be wrong. Could have been Marcus all year. That's the luxury of not having to watch any film.
So 1st and 10 for John Millage at their own 45-yard line. Very good field position for the Trojans.
I think you could roll everybody up tight here. I doubt Millage puts the ball in the air again. Take that 5. They were either going to swing it out to the back or quarterback run there. There was only 2 things they could have done.
Well, the tight end, number 2, looked like he was trying to run a vertical. But he was the one that jumped.
Told you.
Running the tight end vertical, 35-10.
Well, I'm sure there were combination routes on the other side.
Same set. Does he go back to it? Nope.
There's the vertical. He ran off the corner with the vertical.
Tight end can run.
You don't wish injury on anybody, but I'm going to tell you, to me, this is dangerous if I'm a team like John Millage, especially with those guys out. I mean, the game is pretty much decided at this point.
It is.
I mean, getting somebody hurt, you'd hate to see that happen.
If I look at it objectively, I might think one more score would be officially play everybody point, but I don't know. I can't speak for them what they do.
That's a forward pass. It's incomplete.
Yep.
Well, no early signs from the officials.
It's just interesting to me that they're throwing the ball. I don't know. I would be trying to. I mean, it's not like they've had success running the football, so it's not like they can't run it.
Well, I imagine they're not going to go a lot of quarterback run. A lot of their running plays were quarterback running plays.
Without a doubt.
Their running plays in the first half were quarterback runs, so I guess you're going to eliminate those run plays because it'd be foolish to run him.
I don't know what they're doing, but that was definitely a forward pass.
They ended up calling it that, I guess, because they just
No. They called it a lateral, but that was definitely a forward pass.
I'm sorry. I misheard what you said.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with you.
The side judge over there, or the line judge, had the correct call. He called it incomplete and tried to mark it back at the 41, and he got overruled by somebody.
There's your Q run. All right, get some of our guys. Is that Cooper Avery in on the tackle?
One of them.
Luke White.
Luke White, again, who seems to be in on every tackle.
Looks like we have somebody down on the other side.
He's up.
We got the white hat over there, though.
It's a funny story about Seth.
Oh, we've got a flag down.
Seth kind of throwing his hands up. I don't know.
What's he doing?
Dead ball, personal foul on us. I think Seth is over there pleading his case, but I don't know if it was him.
They made the tackle on the who was the fake, and
sometimes that's a a block or something like that carried out the other way. I don't know.
No. But he made the tackle on the back. Who was the fake?
Oh, I get you. So he said he's arguing that he thought he had the ball. Then I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, what does it matter? It's football. It's not a personal foul. It's either defensive holding or it's not a personal foul. If you tackle the fake, the guy carrying out the fake, that's not a personal foul unless he hit him.
I would agree. But I didn't see it, so I can't say what happened. But play the ball.
That's a.
Now I can't see. I have no angle on that, but that looked like face guarding maybe, but that's not a penalty like we talked about earlier. So I don't understand the whatever.
It's just gonna get called.
It's not that even. I don't understand
if there's any type of close
line of thinking for the the corner route and the
in high school football. If there's any kind of close pass play like that, more than likely you're gonna see a flag out. It's just the way it is. It's such a hard call. It's so hard to figure out what the actual application is. You're gonna get it called more often than not. And that's on the way other corner of the field. There's no way we can really tell if there was a grab or anything like that. But
it's not the. It wasn't the call that was bothering me. Now that's a flop. Anyway, the referee's gonna have to stay on top of this now. It's gonna get a little chippy because there's gonna be a lot of talking going on down there, and we have to do a good job of not reacting.
Well.
So John Millage goes in for another touchdown. 41-10 now.
See if their PAT looks any better. See,
Coach, they are going no T as well. They're kicking it off the ground on that PAT.
If he's going to do that after those first two, he'd have to change his mind for him.
So John Millage now on top, 42-10. We're going to stay here, finish out the ball game, and
close game in Americus with Brookwood and Southland. I have got it. What is the score? 9-7 Brookwood. Southland ball.
Runners on second and third?
In Brookwood territory. So
looking for the 3-run homer?
I think that game determines the 3 AAA region title, I think.
Trying to go walk off 10-9?
Oh, I'm out of baseball mode, Coach. I flipped. For a glorious 2 weeks, it was Braves playoffs. My basketball season had kind of started with the girls. We've practiced, and then, of course, college, pro, and high school football still trucking. What a great week. Brentwood, what is it? Brentwood 7-0 over?
No, I'm asking you what the score. I can't get my Wi-Fi to work.
Score.
I can't get mine to refresh.
It's actually Brentwood 28, Gatewood 0, end of third.
Wow.
Which is more kind of up in line what I was thinking was going to happen.
Brentwood's they both got good ball clubs.
Probably looking at a Brentwood Terrell matchup in AA. That may be big. I mean in the playoffs, possible state championship matchup. And there may be another team in the mix there that I'm not aware of, but
that Brentwood-Gatewood rivalry has been a good one. They've been so much heartache on Brentwood's side, and had talked to a couple of their coaches over, just seeing them because our league's kind of small, and they were always saying, I just wonder if we can ever get over the hump.
Feel good for Burt Brown. I hope he can finish the deal tonight, or not only tonight, but this season.
Great guy.
Great guy, Westfield product.
Good football coach.
Spent some time coaching here.
Hunter fakes the handoff. He's got it on the outside. And again, I think this is probably something that Westfield went away from. Of course, they didn't have the football a whole lot in the third quarter.
More that. Yeah, I think
I mean, you'd have loved to have seen if Westfield comes out, gets that drive going, how different the game would have been.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, you can't overstate how much that not only the lost kickoff there, but then the follow-up touchdown that they finished the drive with, Millage. I mean, how that just deflates, everything you've got kind of going for you. If you get the ball there out of the half and we go down and score or at least flip the field, I mean, things may have been totally different. That play was kind of swallowed up from the start.
Like, why is that whistle not being blown, 10 seconds ago? That's how people get hurt.
Again, like I said earlier, they're going to have to really tighten down here with these referees, or it's going to be chippy. Because I know there's been some stuff kind of flowing back and forth all week from some of these guys,
and it's part of it that intensifies it. It's small school football. They play each other in every other sport too.
That's right.
In the region, and at larger schools you might have guys that are football only, or even though it just kind of see each other over and over.
For years too. I mean, it's been, and look, we've got a little bit of we probably have a little chip on our shoulder about Millage. They've kind of beat us in football. They've beat us in basketball, and they knocked us out in baseball last year. So
good run right there. I didn't catch a number. Porter fought on the carry, so that'll bring up a third down.
And manageable, that 3rd and 2. So they're really a long one.
How much do you think maybe getting Kirkley maybe more like how John Millage kind of went strictly to the quarterback run there most of the second half? Do you think that may play into a future game plan against? Because, I mean, if Westfield has desires of winning a state championship, they're going to have to go through Millage to get there.
Sure.
So, I mean, you might as well just go ahead and suck it up and figure out how to beat them.
And, and how much does our we miss Brody McDaniel tonight. I'm not making excuses, but, he's a two-way starter for us. So getting him healthy will be big. And we'll have this we were talking about this earlier in the half, but, we assume we're going to end up probably staying as the committee meets tomorrow, the playoff committee, and by Sunday afternoon they're supposed to have the release to the schools. They're seating top 4 get a bye. We're currently 3rd, and there was a big gap between 3rd and 4th, and I feel pretty strongly that we'll kind of stay in that 3rd spot. So that'll give us a bye, give us healed up,
right.
And then we'll kind of see where the matchup goes from there. We'll face the winner of whatever first-round game.
So you don't think we'll be in the 2 spot? Just probably the.
I don't know.
How the computer will spit it out with Pinewood.
But there's some. We don't need to see that. I can tell you that.
Well, I think he got hit up high after the handoff by 2 defenders from John Millage.
But I don't think the committee has some say in that. They could look at the scores and say, well, Westfield played Millage tougher. Let's flip them. But I don't know. Uh-oh.
What?
Do we have a Pinewood Bullet score? What was the latest on that?
It was big, Pinewood, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, we'll see.
Got to hurry up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was not sure we get a playoff.
Kirkley keeps it around the left end, and he's going to be short.
So we're pulling guard and tackle there, and their end got in the tackle's hip pocket, and that's who Kirkley's reading. And because he was flat down the line, he pulled it, and that was the right read. Brett, to your question about, to me, how you beat Millage is you got to have to beat them in a lower score, low scoring in the sense that they don't get to score a lot because you have long drives and keep the ball. Got to keep their offense off the field.
I mean, I agree with that, but I think tonight's game, Westfield made them drive the football.
True.
Yeah, I think that what happened in the first half is exactly what has to happen.
And we did that, but you don't keep them off the field when they get extra possessions.
Yeah, you can't turn the football over.
That's right.
But that goes for them, too. If they turn the ball over 3 times and Westfield's able to convert, the game's completely flipped.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, I mean, it was definitely the game was right there for the taking for the Hornets, and they kind of, to John Millage's credit, they took advantage.
And you've said it. I mean, this score is not really indicative of what happened in the game. The third quarter swung everything.
And I don't think they've had the real long home run play tonight. What's their longest play from scrimmage been? Probably the
20 or 30.
The
maybe.
corner scheme down here or whatever, or the wheel scheme down here on this end.
Yeah, probably. That's probably it. You know, it's a story of maybe too little, too late, but Westfield putting together a pretty good drive here.
They are.
I tell you, Kirkley is going to enjoy his night of sleep tonight. And a nice, probably have some ice packs on him before it's all said and done. He's had a good night against a good football team, but he's taking some shots too. Seen this trips formation, very similar formation from both sides a lot tonight.
We went trips over there.
Porter gets upfield, breaks a couple tackles, picks up 3 or 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and call it 7.
Their big defensive tackle there, moving pretty good for such a large fella flowing down the line.
We had, Coach Farmer and I had talked about him earlier in the week. We had seen, you can't really, we don't have their film necessarily, but you can see little different clips, maybe on Max Preps and things. And we had seen a little clip of him and thought he was impressive. But I think he's young, too. Maybe a sophomore, Coach, is that right?
I can't keep their numbers straight. I think they have a kid named Amir Glenn that's the –
timeout.
I don't know what his number is, but
delay of game.
Coach, what number is Amir Glenn on their roster? I don't think he's on it. He may have been sick tonight.
Miles Todd is a senior, number 79.
Amir Glenn's 50, maybe. What number?
Yeah, 50.
He's a sophomore, I think.
They got 2 pretty big D tackles in there now.
I can't tell the number of the other
79
guy.
79 is the near guy. I can't see the other number.
So the Hornets in the shotgun. Going to drop back, looking to throw. Ball just knocked away.
Had William Smith in a window and a good play made by the Trojan DB.
Is that 24?
Yep, 24.
Caleb Haynes.
Got to figure we'll go here.
Might as well. They're going to go when they get the ball. You might as well go here.
You can hate Brody's out and didn't play a lot, but this afforded William Smith a great opportunity to get out and play, and he's done a pretty good job for himself.
Hey, he's a good blocker too. I mean, last week William sprung a lot of plays blocking on the perimeter.
Blitzed. I don't know. Can Porter catch him?
I think Kirkley's going to catch him.
That's Porter.
Oh, is?
Yeah. They don't know if he scored or not. They weren't there. I shouldn't have said that probably, but the referee was so far behind the play, I don't know how they really knew if he got in or not. Called him down at the 1, though, yes. So, yeah, got to get him to the 3-yard line, looks like, because he's right on the extra point line there.
I just got to see you in the spring from Coach Starley, their new baseball coach. I haven't coached baseball since 2006.
Maybe he knows something you don't, Coach.
That's not good.
You're going to be an assistant coach.
That's
You didn't
not
know that?
good.
Well, let's see. Now, this is why you can't ever say whatever, because I've coached. I've been a fill-in head boys basketball coach last year. I've helped coach a softball game this
There's a
year.
new quarterback in, number 7, Colt McMichael. Freshman. Quarterback sneak on that play.
I told Coach Champion, I said, look, if we have a soccer coach that misses, don't look at me. I don't have a clue how to do it. No idea. Or, wrestling. That's another sport I couldn't coach. Love to watch our kids succeed. And what, defending state champs this year, by the way, they're about to get cranked up. But, yeah, that's 2 sports I couldn't coach.
Your experience in the Macon County Trampoline League?
Well,
you stated
yeah.
last week.
I mean, again, thank you for reminding the faithful viewers of my prowess. But, again, I don't think the old distract them with the pretty lady while you hit them over the head with the chair thing is legal.
So John Millage scores a touchdown and extends the lead.
It looks so lopsided, and you hate that.
This was such a good game, and then it just went like
Well,
that.
I just think you kind of have to, you watch the third quarter and say, okay, the whole thing flipped on its head. But, you hope you can get through, your playoff opponents and possibly match up again and get you another shot. And, the message is, guys, look, for over 2 quarters, we really were in control of the game.
Yeah.
But you just can't, like Coach said earlier, you can't give a team like John Milledge that window because they never miss it. Never miss it.
No.
Well, and I know this won't ring true with you because you don't care anything about Georgia football.
Oh, I care about them a lot.
But
So they lose every game.
Yeah, how much? I mean, to me, Westfield's kind of in that position like Georgia is. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And for Georgia, the man right now is Alabama. It don't matter how many losses they got. They're probably going to end up in Atlanta, and Georgia's got to beat them to be where they want to be. Westfield's got to beat John Milledge to be where they want to be.
And you want it for our kids because kudos to our kids. They bought in.
Right.
Our guys have been through some coaching changes, this and that, and they bought in. Every time they bought in. And you just want it for them.
Goodness gracious. It's quite a kick.
Yeah, I don't think I'd worry about the directional kick.
No. Guarantee they start on the 20?
That jumped off the old club face.
Well, I mean,
maybe that's it. Maybe because of the cooler weather, it took him a while.
I think they were trying to play to get a second possession after they lost the first one.
True.
That's the only thing I can come up with. Why would you be doing the directional kick if you can kick it out of the back of the end zone every time? You don't have to worry about powers in that case, right?
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, again, y'all always talk about it. Coach Wall very good at multiple looks in the special teams game.
Yep.
Fake the handoff.
Brian Greer at quarterback.
Bryant Greer at quarterback.
Brian has great quarterback skills, and really, in many years would be the guy. I think that speaks a little bit to how good Kirkley is. Hunter Kirkley is a quality quarterback, and Bryant is great for us on defense, one of our key defenders. Yeah, he's got a lot of great quarterback skills. In fact, he was last year. He was our backup quarterback last year in the wing tee, and of course, Gavin had a special year for us.
Right.
But I would have had no problem with Bryant running the offense.
And Porter gets to the outside, and he's going to be out of bounds and then knocked further out.
And there's flags.
And
going to be on them. Will Smith had a good block on the perimeter.
That's going to go against Grayson Waddell, number 23, I think. I can only really see their numbers when they get, right on our sidelines.
I'll tell you, they could have easily got one on us because I thought we kind of had a dirty shot behind the play. And I know that.
Well, Hornets fans, I mean, if you got to take solace in anything.
Yeah, JT just heard it was on them, and he just shook his head because he thought it was on us.
They've gone young guys.
I did notice a lot of whiter jerseys.
Well, I was going to say, if you're going to take solace in anything, is the fact that, like you said, for 2 quarters, you're right there. Probably should have had the lead at halftime. You had a disastrous third quarter when you came out. I'm not saying John Millage didn't have a lot to do with it. They did, but I think you've got to flush that down the toilet, realize really nothing has changed other than a trophy as far as the region championship, and everything's kind of the end goal is right there. You just got to go figure out how to get to a rematch against Millage. And Greer keeps the ball. He's going to get to the outside. He may score. Good angle right there. He gets inside. The ball comes loose and pops out. It's out of bounds at about the 15.
Bryant's a tough runner, and he's actually pretty fast. He's probably not quite as quick as Hunter, but he's a really fast runner, and he's obviously bigger than Hunter.
I was about to say he's a little physical.
Yeah, Bryant size-wise, maybe 6'1" or 6'2".
I was going to ask you this.
Maybe 190.
Do you think maybe if a rematch happens, I know that's, still a lot of football left to be played in the next few weeks, but do you think about getting tighter and just kind of going right at him with Kirkley? Like just make it a phone booth game? Handing the football off to Porter Falk up the middle inside the 5.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably, we're obviously not going to change the base of our scheme, but I would imagine we'll still be in shotgun, but I would imagine we may have some more downhill stuff.
30, is that Brady?
Yep, that's Brady.
All right. Does he play tight end?
I think he has in the past. I don't know. I'm not 100%
I'm just wondering if you stay in the gun, you could bring him and Powers down tight and then try to plow people over. Here's Greer, and he's going to score.
Touchdown, Bryant Greer.
Bryant Greer with the big touchdown run for Westfield, and Westfield finally gets on the scoreboard here in the second half. Your score 49-16, and the Hornets had a very impressive drive there with 1:03 to go in the game.
Well, it's nice to, salvage that and make yourself feel good about your offense again, even with your, it's great work, too, for a backup quarterback because you don't ever know. It could be one play away from playing, so nice for him to get some work, some live snaps.
Yep.
So Slade. Oh, that was no bueno. Bad snap, and that's kind of maybe signifies the second half for the Hornets right there.
Well, I think
unfortunately,
Brody's been really good about getting those down. He's hurting. He's on one leg right now, so I'm not sure he could have salvaged that with 3 good legs. But anyway,
looked like the ball was a little kind of behind his head.
But I'll tell you too, sometimes you lose a little focus. The score. The game's essentially you're just playing out the clock. So that could have been a loss of focus play, maybe by the center.
So if you're Coach Fitzpatrick and the other coaches, how do you kind of refocus your team after this to what lies ahead and get off of? I mean, I know you gotta ingest the tape. You gotta look at what you did wrong. There's a lot of probably coachable moments, but at what point do you have to kind of flush it and be like, all right, let's move on and figure out how we get back to a rematch against these guys?
The bye week gives you a little flexibility there, but I would, I'd address it Monday, and then by no later than Tuesday, it's done. It's done. You're on to the next.
I think you're done with it after you watch the film Monday. I mean.
Yeah, So you address your mistakes in film and you show them. And what I think the message is, this is just what I'm going to tell you what I would do because I don't have any idea what their track would be. But my message would be, guys, here's the good. Look, here it is. We're half, 13-10. He's like, now let's watch what happened in the third quarter. These are eliminating stakes that can be eliminated. And if so, we're right there in this game, and it's totally different. So, and then, like Coach said, after that, we go out to the practice field. We do a little walkthrough, or may even give them Monday off. After film, it wouldn't be a surprise. And then we're getting after it because you don't really know who you're going to play until the next week. So it's this week might be a film on Monday, practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, have Friday off kind of thing.
I think you set and the coaches will do this. I mean, the reality is our guys can play for a state championship in this league.
No doubt.
And I just think that's the vision. I think that's the vision they're going to set. And it's, all you just want to be in the last game. Crazier things have happened.
And I know our kids. They're competitive as heck. And they're going to want to get out there and get another shot at these guys, I can tell you.
If I was Coach Fitzpatrick, I would take 3 timeouts.
I hope he doesn't in honor of my frozen feet.
But I would, because that's the kind of things that I think about.
You're an enlightened fellow.
Well, no, I just like to open wound and I see a salt canister. I'm like, well, let's
see what happens.
See what happens. No. I mean, here's the thing. Do you approach anything to do with mindset about, or do you wait until that rematch actually happens, if it does?
I don't
Yeah, you wait until that happens.
Yeah, I have to.
In terms of talking about them, obviously, but
Right.
the vision, that vision will be set tonight.
I mean, Kirby and Saban always talk about playing to a standard. I mean, is that really kind of your approach?
That's how they're going to address it this week.
Yeah.
We didn't play to a standard, in the third quarter.
Right.
And
We got to play.
it doesn't matter who
We
the
got to
opponent
play
is.
Westfield football no matter what.
It doesn't matter who the opponent is.
So Westfield unfortunately loses here. Congratulations, John Millage. I mean, just a great program. They've done a great job over the last few years, and they win the region yet again. Again, the Hornets right there, for the taking there in the third quarter. Unfortunately, had probably their worst quarter of the year at a very key moment. But, if the cards fall right, hopefully Westfield will get an opportunity down the road to maybe avenge this loss, and we'll see if that happens as we head into the playoffs. Again, as Coach Fowler and Coach Farmer mentioned, we'll find out shortly this week when that will be and who Westfield will be taking on. So we'll keep you informed on that. I'd just like to thank the guys as we head into our Westfield Booster Club for joining me yet again. And for a very entertaining first half. I wish the second half would have matched it, but unfortunately it did not. We'll quickly go to our Sonic Player of the Game for Westfield. And, I mean, I thought Hunter Kirkley played about as good as you could play for the first half. He did have some unfortunate things trying to make some things happen there in the second half. But
He get my vote, and you can't separate anybody. We don't have the film to watch, but I thought our offensive line played great against a quality defensive line. So I want to at least give them a shout out if nothing else. But Hunter had a great game.
Absolutely. So unfortunately, we'll say so long here tonight. Westfield does lose 49-16. We'll be back for the next game. I believe it's probably going to be at home, and we'll find out who that's going to be against in the coming week. We may have a bye week coming up as well. So just stay tuned to all the social media platforms, the Westfield website, and all that good stuff. And we will see you the next time we have a broadcast. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be saying so long here from the Hornets Nest on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.